Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Action Pact Tales of Istoria, where heroes and villains are made. Thank you for tuning into our weekly D&D show. I'm looking at the wrong camera. Thank you for tuning into our weekly D&D show as we just make a bunch of ads for ourselves while we play our game. We're going to be in a little bit of more of a fun space and just kind of hanging out for a little bit in the beginning. So if you don't want to listen to us just jabber on about the trips we went on and that kind of thing, don't. But we want to first give a thank you to Riot Games for letting us use their music for free. We really appreciate it. If you want to check it out, it's in our About Us section. You can use it for your own streams if you have anything, or just listen to it in general. It's really good music. Bottom right corner, there's a little playlist of the things that, I haven't actually started the music. Son of a bitch. Well, you know what? This is what happens when we're off for a couple weeks. So with that, we'll go to the full table, but we're just going to hang out for a little bit. So,
Hey, unsponsored post. Travel Scotland. Just do it.
Be amazing if we could get Scotland to sponsor us.
That would be really cool.
God. The whole country? Yeah. Legit.
Just ScotRail.
I was like brought to you by
ScotRail. Just travel along. It's like the rail system.
Oh, neat. Okay.
Yeah. Is it just like the Arsenal has like Visit Rwanda or like
right.
Emirates or
Like Scotland.
Travel ScotRail.
Yeah, we're just talking about our trips that we've all been on. We were hearing about Scotland prior to the stream starting. I've got to share a little bit of NOLA with my friends.
It looked amazing.
It was a lot of fun. Yeah.
did you guys do mostly the old district, I'm assuming?
Stayed in the French
That's
square.
awesome.
Yeah.
We
French
went
Quarter.
there for Ricky's bachelor party 6 years ago now. No, it was 2014. Was it what? So 2013? Oh my god, it's been
Almost 10 years ago. Yeah. Actually, 10 years ago.
like, it was cool, but just dirty.
Yeah, it absolutely was. So when we were there, it rained both days, which meant that we were avoiding all puddles, just in case. Because, sure, there's rainwater there, but you don't know what else to.
Well, and I mean, because they have the trenches built into the street, and they literally just walk on the street hosing it down.
Yep. We did not participate in the nightlife, because that's a bit too rowdy.
That's why you go to the French Quarter.
That's
not
not
for
true.
me.
You go to the French Quarter for food.
Yep, which is what I went there for.
And art.
That's the only time I ever played battleships in my life was after the French Quarter.
That's great.
Dare I
Not what
ask
we did.
What that game is?
Huh?
Battleship.
We were all just racing back to the hotel and didn't make it, so we just went to the lobby bathroom, and like 4 of us were just in stalls.
Yeah, so you battle shit.
Dudes.
Yeah. But actually, so what's funny is I only learned about it from Harold and Kumar Go to White Castles, but it was 2 women in the movie that were doing it.
I mean, I'm sure that's where most people
Yeah.
learned it.
It's been too long. I think I watched that movie, and even when I watched it, I was only half paying attention.
Yeah.
It's a great movie.
It's a great advertiser for White Castles, too.
Yeah.
Afterward, I was like, you know what? I could use some. Same thing that happened, though, with Super Size Me, which that guy just passed away recently.
Really?
Yeah, very recently. I think the past week. But yeah, no, the trip was good. We went down to Texas for, hey, Frank, thanks, man. So yeah, actually, I get to give him a little bit of guff. So we went down to Texas for our trip, and unfortunately, there were storms. The day that most of my, or well, at least 2 of my other coworkers were supposed to be flying down, their flights got delayed and canceled, and then flat out, they did not make it. Frank would be one of them. So yeah, so 2 of us that drove down were there for the lunch / collaboration, which was only mentioned after the lunch was being brought up, so kind of funny. But then my manager's manager didn't make it, and she was one of the other big reasons why we were all trying to make the effort to go. Because my manager made it, which was interesting. That he made it because I think he was flying out of LA, but she was going to be flying out of Costa Mesa, so different flights. And I guess that was enough to have her flight get canceled and his not. So, yeah. So we had lunch with about half the people that were supposed to be there, which almost defeated the purpose of the whole thing. I did get to meet some of my coworkers, which is nice. And then afterward, we went. So drove down Tuesday, in the office Wednesday, left on Thursday. And when we left on Thursday, we went down to New Orleans, which was a lot of fun. Getting to see all the French names and things that I was like, hey, I recognize these names. We have all those here. So it's kind of fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, we stayed in the French Square. So I went to Cafe Du Monde and got their beignets, since, they're all famous for it and everything. And they were amazing.
Do you have to wait?
No, I went so I thought there was going to be a huge long wait. So I was like, I'll go first thing in the morning, which the streets were dead. because I got up at like 7, and then when I'm walking
everyone
around,
just went to bed.
exactly.
Isn't it weird walking down what's normally a crowded area and you've seen it crowded and then there's no one?
Yeah. What was funny was I saw I saw a bunch of like active people. Like there was the runners, the joggers in the morning and stuff, and I was like, this is when they're active, right? That makes sense. I am not one of you, but I will be up at this point in time at least. So I went down there, saw Jackson Square before all the artists had set up all their stuff, but it was kind of just peaceful and quiet and everything, so it was really nice. Got a good picture of the St. Louis Cathedral, which I had in the picture. I posted on social media and stuff, and then later on, we went, Olivia, once she got up, we went down to Jackson Square, got a little bit of art. Unfortunately, that's when the rain started, so we pretty much got, there was like the one artist who hadn't fully finished packing up her stuff. She had a little bit of cover beneath a tree, and the next, like, rounds of storms were moving in, so we're like, okay, great, we can get some of the artwork there, and we did. And then also made a note as to where else we want to go the next day, and then head out after that, so it's a lot of fun, though. Yeah. Have a good number of little souvenirs. Most of them are, I think 3 of them are refrigerator magnets. That's what I just like doing. If I go somewhere, I pick up a magnet.
Yeah.
And then I got a new pirate mug. That should be fun at some point in time. I'll have it on the stream, I'm sure, at some point. Yeah.
You know what's really sad? Our refrigerator, not magnetic.
What?
Front.
Wow.
How?
It's like plastic or something.
Blasphemy.
Really?
Yeah.
I know,
I
right?
agree. Kelsey was very, very upset when she realized,
Oh, that's such a bummer.
because we have a ton of magnets.
Oh, really? Oh.
It's magnetic on the sides, but not
Okay.
on the front.
So you're
So
gonna get
weird.
a big piece of thin metal and just attach it to the.
Yeah, just glue some sheet metal to the front.
Yeah,
of it.
yeah, there you go.
Some tin foil, really?
Yeah. Just wrap it. Everyone's just kind of looks like, what's this going on? It's for the magnets.
Or get some sticky tack and just
Yeah.
Well, so
Sticky
Kelsey
tacker.
did like stick up the. We've got like a
Make it look like a Russian tank in
Oh, yeah.
Ukraine.
But
With all the
If you want, I've got magnetic
metal
paint. You
stuck
can
on
just
it.
give a good coat and then you're good to
there
go.
you go. Yeah. just glue like cookie sheets.
There you go. Yeah. Just those big baking sheets right up there.
why is the refrigerator door so heavy?
Open it, and then like it's all the way it is, so it just starts tilting.
It doesn't close. It just stays open.
Yep.
We had that with our
Gravity.
old fridge. We had so much stuff in the door.
Oh,
Like,
really?
we were low on the inside of it, so like it would just stick.
That's
We
awesome.
just barely leaned on it a little bit.
Oh, and I did bring back fudge. If anybody's interested in Ozark Land fudge,
Yeah.
I'll bring it down. I've got it's upstairs right now. I forgot to bring it down
That's
before the stream.
totally fair.
But one other thing I did get before the stream, before we went on vacation, was Paladin. It has arrived. We may want to hold off until Jason's here, so maybe next week
Yeah.
or something. But yeah, it did arrive, and I was so happy to see it. Came a lot quicker than rope, but yeah, really looking forward to cracking that thing open too.
That's awesome.
Yeah. All right. Well,
I need to get you. Have you had Drambuie?
yes.
Have you had a rusty nail?
No.
It's
That's my knowledge.
it's peaty whiskey
Okay.
with Drambuie,
Okay.
and so it basically takes gasoline and makes it delicious.
Yeah, I was gonna say a little sweeter. Sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's so good.
I think I have Drambuie back there. I might be wrong.
Yeah, I have to try
might.
it. Yeah. Do you have a
Um,
peaty whiskey?
No. Yeah.
Yeah. He did it.
I mean Scotch, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did it. He did it with Talisker,
Okay.
which is on Sky, so it gets that like sea peatiness.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Uh.
Yeah.
The Oh my God, what's the name of it? What's the thing I got? The black box liquor. That one. That's super fancy. That is a peaty Scotch. I forgot what it was.
It's not saying anything.
No. That I don't know when that's coming in. But I got 2 bottles of it because I was like, in case we just like want to have one unopened for, ooh, this is the one to keep that's fancy.
That's your
Yeah.
best.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then the other one, we'll crack open.
Someone was telling me though, there's like is it like a 16-year Macallan that comes out every year or something, and
Oh.
this guy bought it. You can get it relatively, cheap,
Sure.
affordable. It's not like hundreds of dollars.
Right.
So he bought it as an investment every year for his son for first 18 years, and then he gifted it to him, and he sold it, and then down payment on our house.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Damn. Okay.
Because like some of them were really old and really expensive.
That's
worth
true.
a lot of money.
That's a good point.
So just saying, you buy one for you, buy one for future.
Yeah, true.
Buy one for future.
That's not a bad idea, honestly.
Oh, the virtues of investing in whiskey were told many times.
Yes.
Many people.
And like the distilleries will also
That
have,
sounds like a marketing ploy.
they'll
to
like
get money in.
stock in their storerooms. They'll like send their stock to other distilleries, and other distilleries will send theirs to be stored in their rooms in case something catastrophic happens to the distillery. They don't lose their entire stock, which is apparently what happened to a smaller distillery in Scotland. And the only stock that they have now is stuff they had stored at other
Oh wow.
distillery storerooms, and they're worth so much money now because
Gotcha.
you can't get it anymore.
Yeah.
So
Which
Good
is
to know.
like,
yeah, they were like, it wasn't even particularly good scotch, but like it's worth a lot of
But
money.
yeah, it's
now.
rare now. So, yeah.
Yeah.
now the problem too would be if you're investing in a foreign company, that's probably gonna be done with PDR, which means it's sponsored by a bank.
Nobody cares about this stuff.
Fees.
Yeah, but whiskey's more fun. So
yeah.
Just saying, it's gonna be expensive to do it, and it's just them trying to raise money.
Speaking of raising money, I definitely had a few of the people that were walking about like, hey, what's it? As a monk raising money for a Buddhist temple who just started tossing stuff at me, and then I was
What?
like, oh, thank you, yeah. So so I was walking up, he started talking, and I was like, oh, thanks, and then he just gave me beads, and then he held out a book and was like, pay me for them, basically, and I was like, oh, all right.
Was he actually a monk or was he a monk?
So he was wearing, the garb, but he had like a Houston's Astros hat on. So I was like, I mean, you could still be and just like be a fan of the Astros or whatever, but it was a very odd kind of dichotomy going on there.
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know if it was a scam or not, but I'm like, you know what? In the interest of good faith, I'll assume that he is raising money for a temple, and I'm happy to make a donation. And the fact he gave me something too, I'll say that yes, it is a kind of a forced reciprocity.
Reciprocity.
Yeah. It does feel like it's an obligated thing to do at that point, but I'm like, yeah, what the hell, whatever. I'll take him at his word that he's raising money for a temple.
I about took my arm off for accepting a pamphlet from somebody. He's like, do not do that. This is scams and pickpocketers and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, they told us it was safe.
You're in like the busiest part and like one of the busiest times, so it's just like a metric fuck ton of people all trying to shuffle through. And this guy was like forcibly like handing it to people.
I was like,
no,
it was either
Yeah.
they know or
walk by.
arm check him.
Well,
and
so-
I was like, fine.
Walk by.
So another one the next day was coming up to us. Like we were alone on the path to go up to the aquarium, which I love aquariums, and we don't really have, we have one here now, but we hadn't for years. So I always make it a point to see them when I can. Yeah, I haven't been to it yet, so I've heard things. But anyway, getting to the point, as we're walking up, sure enough, there was another monk like walking down towards us, and he started talking to us. We're like, and Olivia actually said, she didn't say they already got us. She said something to that effect, like we already got him. And I was like, did you say they already got us? And she was like, no, but I should have. Just kind of like, pretty
Just
good.
hit him with the nah, your friend got me.
Yeah,
I thought that you said that she said Dea regattas, and I was like, what does that mean?
that would have been amazing.
Yeah.
Just
I'm
hit
like,
him
is
with
she
the
Throw it to
speaking
bomb.
Latin.
Latin?
Yeah, right.
Oh, man.
But yeah, no, it was, and then another guy got us another. I say got us because it was another one of those. Person came up. The guy was just wearing a hat, and he was trying to build. They're building a temple there again for something else. It wasn't a Buddhist thing though. I forgot what it was. But then he was showing us like this book about them being in a bunch of different other cities, including St. Louis, and actually where their offices are in St. Louis. That they're raising funds here for another religious temple. I forgot what it was. It wasn't Buddhism though. But it was neat kind of hearing all that too.
Cool.
So yeah. In any case, Olivia also pet a stingray for the first time, and actually that was the first aquarium she'd been to. Ah.
We heard an actual cuckoo. Like, they sound like the clocks.
No kidding.
Cuckoo.
It's like
Yeah.
the clocks were designed after them.
I know, right? But no, I was like, is that what is that? Pat's like, it's a cuckoo. And I'm like, but like a real one? He's like, yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't
It's a real
that
thing?
condescending.
Damn.
I was more like, yeah, that's an actual cuckoo. But also,
Just
like,
kind of like surprised and like, what the hell?
Yeah, because we were up in like one of the sections where we had to do a bunch of like hiking area. So like there was just sheep and not a ton of birds. So then all of a sudden we were just like standing there. It's very windy and also just hear the cuckoo. And just like, that's not a place.
Yeah,
It's funny hearing different bird sounds. Like you don't realize it until like you really start hearing just different ones than what you're used to. Like the ones here, it's just like the noise, you know.
Yeah.
You're outside. But they had different ones down in Texas that I was hearing. I was like, what the f- is that?
Yeah.
And it just sounds so bizarre. And I asked one of my coworkers who's from Illinois, like just across the river and everything. Originally, they moved down there. And I asked him, I was like, so what's up with your birds down here? Are they all just weird as hell, or what's going on? And he was like, you know, I hadn't thought about it, but yeah, those are some weird bird calls. I'm like, for real, man? He's like, yeah, I guess I just got used to it. And I was like, well, yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
But weird. I can't describe what they sound like beyond like, honestly, kind of vaguely like video game sounds, like lasers or something. It was just really strange. I was like, what is that?
Huh.
So yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, we saw gulls, but they have like other gulls. They're like black and gray. And they're really cool looking.
Really?
And he's like, oh yeah, I guess you guys don't have these, huh? And we're like, nope, just the standard white one.
Right. Yeah.
And not even where we live. We are landlocked, my friend.
Yeah.
That was probably the weirdest thing, was talking about where we were from. And like how we're like, yeah, no, we have to drive like a day to get to the ocean. One way.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
Longer the other way.
Yeah.
And he's like, I don't know that I could live like that. We just moved to the mainland from Sky and I don't like it. I'm like, yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
I get that. And we saw a pheasant, which was the first pheasant I'd ever seen. Kind of cool to see a bird that people.
Weirdest one was on Sky. It's like Gallic is the main language, so all the sounds are Gallic first, and then like the afterthought English afterwards.
Oh, okay. Neat.
Yeah. It was easier to keep the Gallic alive on Sky because British occupation was lighter there.
Oh, okay.
They didn't need to go to the island unless they were hoarding something in.
Yeah.
So it was a little easier just to keep it within your family and people you trusted so you wouldn't get turned in. But
Gotcha.
yeah, so kind of Sky kept it alive for Scotland.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, Scotland fully endorsed. I'll have to go sometime.
Yep. Definitely do.
It's like Midwesterners with a different accent.
Oh really?
Yeah, super chill. I don't think we had any like rude or annoying. Or, like,
No, everyone was so nice. Like,
That's awesome.
Such a nice people.
It's weird because you're American.
Yeah.
we were also not asshole Americans.
Well,
as
that's
much
right.
as we
Yeah.
could.
That's fair.
We got to hear like through the different
You
like,
didn't do it
tour
right.
guides and stuff that we were talking with. Like we got to hear many horror stories of different Americans, and
Oh,
it's just
God.
like, yeah, I'd probably punch that guy in the face too.
Yeah. I was like,
three
I'm so
striped sandals
sorry.
and socks. We let down our entire country, and
As weird as it was, we ended up wearing our hiking boots almost exclusively.
it's almost like they're designed for walking a lot.
They
Yes.
were amazing.
Also in Edinburgh, it is almost all colors. Yes, we were
Oh,
really?
bold.
Oh,
We were
okay.
mostly in bold, and like whenever we did go to New, there's still a ton of cobblestones there. So like we made the mistake of our like walking to where we wore regular shoes. Our feet were going dead.
Yeah.
How did all that stuff you get turn out? Did it work well?
Yeah,
It was great.
Awesome.
I would live in those shoes if they were more fashion forward.
Nice.
if it was easier to drive my car and mine, I would.
Oh, that's true. Driving is a little difficult as well. Like hiking boots. But yeah, no, next time we go, I
You
won't
got no
wear
ankle
anything but
movement.
hiking boots the entire time. Unless I have to change them, I'll bring flats for dinner.
You probably wear some clothes though too.
I mean,
Not bad. All the way.
I mean, I don't know how relaxed they are about that.
yeah, they're pretty
chill.
strict about that, I guess. Yeah, public nudity, not really
Ah,
a thing.
disappointed.
Though, like, I mean, they're a little less,
Yeah. Thank you.
a little less strict on the public indecency, given how many people like pee in closes and stuff coming home from a bar. But you know,
I mean, they're just generally not as big of a deal. But so fun fact: the British pheasant and the American pheasant are the same thing.
really,
No kidding.
I'm assuming
Also,
we brought
did
it
they bring it-
over
okay,
here.
Remember that
yeah.
next time I never
That makes
skipped
sense.
They brought
Never
it
mind.
over.
Yeah.
Actually, no. The North American pheasant came from Asia in the late 1800s.
Oh,
Because I thought the same thing. I was like, "Well, do they come from England then?"
yeah.
Probably
Makes sense.
someone trading somewhere brought it over
I
because
think
someone wanted
it's
it.
just called being common. I think it has a bunch of subspecies everywhere.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
That makes sense. Sparrow.
Right. Yeah.
Invasive species pheasant.
Hmm?
Invasive species pheasant.
Yeah.
Luckily, it doesn't seem like it's that bad.
I mean, I wouldn't have thought that rabbits would be a terribly invasive species. Or was it?
Ask Australia.
Yeah, I was gonna say, right?
Yeah.
It's like, they're rabbits, whatever.
Well, like,
Australia has a lot of problems with
is it
animals,
the
though.
sterling that was brought
Ask them about
over?
the emu war.
I'm gonna have to.
Yeah,
It's interesting.
starling,
Yeah.
the fucking bird that goes
I'll be
in
right
the
back.
giant flocks.
Yes.
Yeah, literally, like the government like wants you to go.
Yeah. Yeah. They should have never been brought over.
I
It
forgot
was-
why they were. There was like a reason, and it was not a good one.
Talking about like hunting.
Somebody just wanted it. I think it was just like a naturalist, and he just wanted to bring it over and
Yeah, some
populate it over here, and then
Dumbass
it like
British guy.
killed a bunch of birds. And like, it's kind of cool because like there's historical documentation of like the clusters of them flying overhead, and it was just like dark. It was like daylight and then darkness because there were so many of them flying over, and just the flapping of wing sound was so loud. So it's cool.
You guys talking about like hunting a little bit there, because obviously gun control, you have to be like very strict. You're hunting, which also hunters are called stalkers.
Yeah, yeah. We got asked if we ever went stalking, and we were like, "I'm sorry, what?"
I mean, it is kind of what you do. You're stalking.
What do you
birds.
mean?
It makes total sense, but he also did the thing too. He's like, if you guys ever gone stalking, you're talking about it. He's like, we both gave him the look, and he's like, is that one of those things where it means something completely different?
We were like, "Yep."
Very much so. He's like,
Sure
this is what it means. He's like, oh yeah, I can see how that would.
Yeah, that would sound.
It's up there with the word for cigarettes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't get to that one. There we did go on a tangent of like some words that are different there and there, but the fact that like hunting here is for like population control, whereas like over there you have to have like the special permits and whatnot to go, and it's like very clear. But they're like, wait, you get
You
like
can't even like if it's for population control, they just burn the bodies. They do not like donate the meat, or you're not allowed to take the meat and cook it there. I know.
So
we told them like that's how the tags work here. Like you get this money, you can.
Like send it to a food shelter or something.
Right.
Like if you're not gonna forget.
So the new season of Clarkson's Farm came out, right?
Yeah.
Like in the last month, and they have a whole episode. Like one of the whole things in this season is they're taking the unfarmable part of the land and then versing the farmable part and who can make more money, right? So like, yeah, just different things. And so one of the things he's like, I have deer. I'm gonna try and hunt some venison to like then slaughter it and put into the farm shop. And so he like gets a guy, and they have a hunting rifle and everything, and it's fucking like they're all silenced. Like all their hunting rifles were silenced, and I was just like, I'm sorry, what? Why? But I guess they're not used to that, and as small as it is, your shot, your shots are heard halfway across the fucking country.
Yeah.
I was like, that is wild.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're deer, so
Well,
We need
some of them. They have like 5 different species. So like I think the one comparable to like our like the whitetails that are around here is like the red.
I haven't seen
It's just like it's just more of like I think of like a red brown.
Okay. Yeah.
I will
But they do have much bigger antlers.
Oh. Right on.
dude, there's 9 of them. I'm assuming. Sorry.
Maybe it was just on Sky they had 5, but
Yeah, I mean, that could be the thing. I mean,
Oh.
there's so many.
Yeah.
What happened? Just give me whitetail and elk, and that's about it.
thank you.
Oh, 6 species of British deer. Okay, so Sika, roe, red, Chinese water deer. Okay, fallow deer, Muntjac, Muntjac.
Yeah, that sounds familiar.
That's
So, at least 7 species are known with a natural distribution from Pakistan to Java and northern and north to mainland China.
Huh. Neat.
So I guess it must be imported.
I would explain the like the deer crossing who goes like so prevalent here, like being careful when it's at nighttime on like the more rural roads. I'm just like, what?
Yeah, red deer look like whitetails.
Yeah,
Sorry.
it's just a different color. Yeah, but it's like just take out your car if you're not careful. And wait, really?
Huh.
Yes.
There's a guy. Actually, okay, Lambert met him. You may have Jake Marcus. from Australia.
Oh yeah. I still play WoW with them.
Oh shit, no neat. I'm not. But yeah, he when he was here, we went to a Cabela's once, and he saw like the animals that we've got there. He's like, dude, those things are fucking huge. And I was like, what are you talking about? He's like, those like, don't get me wrong, things will kill you in Australia, but it's all small stuff like that stuff. Oh my god! And like looking at the bear and everything, I'm like, that's just a brown too, or that one's just a black bear. Like
yeah.
that's nothing.
Which I would rather. I'll take that any day over the tiny little fucker hiding in my shoe that'll like
Yeah.
prick me and I die.
Guaranteed.
Fuck you.
Yeah,
All right.
same.
It's like
Kill
when
me
we-
like a man.
When I came across like our backyard, because we're next to the woods, I think one of the cats had alerted to something, or no, it was Joby was being outside. So like the outside cat was there, and I went out to see him, and like he was being very weird, and I kept staring at this one section of our yard, and since our yard's kind of like a rectangle shape of it, so there's a lot of part of it that's in darkness. So I was like, okay, what's that? So I went back inside and got a flashlight and went out and like shone it out there, and there was a stag with his like little harem or whatever. So it's like big ass stag is like, I don't know, 30 feet away, and then like another 5 or 6 doe
Oh, wow,
just
okay.
chilling, all just laid down in our backyard. I'm like,
Oh well,
just gonna cautiously walk away now, and yeah,
you're good there. I'm good here. We're good.
I don't want to die.
Yeah. We yeah. We actually, so we went to the Museum of Death when we were down there, which was neat and fun. And we got to walk around. There was stuff in there that I did not want to see. Full disclosure, like, well, it's not the stuff that you'd think, like, in terms of laughing at, but there's like, I mean, there's pictures of like dead bodies, like mutilated people that were like killed from like serial killers, all that sort of stuff. I'm like, that's a bit much. But
It's
then they
the
had one
Museum of
exhibit-
Death.
Well, right, no, I know. Like, I'm fine with looking at dead bodies, but like the one like crime scene photos, I'm like, that's where it's like, that's a bit much for me personally. But they also had an exhibit for like terrorism, all forms of it, because like it is another aspect of like death, and like I was like, I don't need to see stuff about 9/11 again. It's hard to see. But things that were neat and interesting were like the rituals of death and that kind of thing. Different religious practices, and they had actually a big exhibit on Kevorkian, which dude was such an interesting man. Never knew about that side of him, but he was a full-on artist. Like, he painted, he had a jazz CD he put out at one point in time, which
Music to kill you by.
yeah, apparently. I guess it's music to kill yourself by, because so he would make the machine and give it to you, and then you push the button and then it would kill you. So it's like it was always in the person's control. He never actually did it himself, which I've never actually really got that part, or maybe I did and forgot. But the other thing that was interesting, when speaking about animals and stuff, was they had a stuffed lion, like full on. It was an extinct one at this point now, but it was funny walking next to it. Like, I just kind of imagined it moving, and like my fight or flight got triggered, and I was like, I don't want to be here right now. It was just
like that.
Yeah, because it's funny. It's like, you know, I know this thing is not moving ever again, but still, it's so real in that carnal part of yourself is like,
The little animal part of your brain's
I
like,
don't wanna be there.
Nope.
Be there.
right, yep.
Maybe avoid the surgical college museum in Edinburgh. then.
Okay. Well, that's the thing. Like, I'm like seeing like they had fetuses and stuff from malformed ones from different miscarriages.
Okay,
over
well then
years.
maybe you'll be fine. I don't know. It's like
That stuff's fine.
you know.
Yeah, it's like it's the stuff where it's like, you know, violent acts where I'm like, that.
They have a book, a notebook bound in a man's skin in there.
The Necronomicon.
Basically, but no, it was a famous body snatcher
Oh, okay.
that it's a really messed up story. He's like the most famous body snatcher. It's about Scottish
Okay.
history. Burke and Hare,
There's a pair of them. But so we got to learn a lot about body snatching because it was very
Yeah.
prevalent.
very prevalent
But not
body
stalking.
snatcher.
Not stock.
Not
Right.
well. I mean, I guess they stalked
Yeah.
their prey technically, but
Right.
One of the
Yeah.
guys that got caught that ended up like, confessing to it. They, whenever he got done being hanged, they were like going over the body for like the autopsy stuff like that. The guy that was essentially in cohorts with them was doing like the autopsy, I think, of it. And so he had
Yeah.
his students
do
take
live as
off
students
sections of his skin to make their books
as a
with.
souvenir.
Holy
He's like, yeah,
shit.
just go ahead and strip it off. You need practice, and then go ahead and find your notebooks in it.
He's also the guy that was paying off multiple body snatchers for the bodies
Yeah.
because
Okay.
he was using it to teach the students.
He taught them
Oh.
how. He taught them how to kill without it being looking like murder, so he could accept the bodies.
Okay, so that's even worse then. Never
Yeah.
mind.
Yeah, because it was like, if you get a mutilated body, it's a little hard to explain to your class or to any authorities that come to see your class.
Yeah.
Why?
Circumstances. Yeah.
So like, had a cut the head because the head's a bit smashed in. So like, yeah, it's just that you work on this one.
Gotcha. Jesus.
It's some weird stories from
Yeah.
there about that time.
Yeah.
Like to prevent some of the body snatching, like some of the measures they would take is if you were buried in a grave, they would basically erect an iron cage around it for the time period it took for you to decay long enough that you'd no longer be viable. And then after that was done, they take the cage away.
Really?
And then you'd be properly buried.
Interesting. I mean, people always joke with those cages that, does this stop the zombie apocalypse?
Yeah.
Kinda.
But no.
Unintentionally, but
Yeah.
I mean, it does. Huh?
Or it's like down in like Louisiana because the water table is so high.
Oh, right. Yeah.
It's to prevent the bodies from just floating out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Also, like a deterrent for the undead.
Or
Yeah, true.
or rotten,
Yeah.
corpse
The
stuff.
corpse-
Getting into the groundwater.
Yeah.
The goo, the juice.
Yeah.
Can you imagine being a body snatcher though, and you like go to dig up this body, right? And then they catch you, and then they put you in a cage with the dead body, and you gotta stay there all night.
Nope. Don't wanna imagine that.
Just gotta stay there.
Yeah.
Or they chain you up outside by the guardhouse by your neck. Just gotta wait it out till morning.
Damn.
Yeah, like where you would get on the horse and stuff. They'd have just the manacles there, but it was just a single neck manacle.
Yeah. So it was like partially deterrent, partially we're not waking up our superior for
Right, yeah.
this. You're gonna stay right here
Yeah.
until
Think
he
about what
makes
you
his
did.
rounds. Yeah.
Well, you guys gonna want to kick this?
Yeah, I mean, I
Hang on.
guess we could.
We're in.
I mean,
D&D.
I'm honestly good just chatting and everything, but I'm like, yeah, we probably should do the
recording
thing.
for posterity now.
Yeah.
Just recording our conversation for posterity.
Apparently, yeah.
This is how friends hang out.
Yeah. People can be part of the friendship circle.
Yeah, you're one of us.
Yeah.
I mean, speaking of floating bodies,
True. It's a good segue. There are two massive sea serpents that actually would have sank to the bottom. But actually, one other thing. I did get the Cafe Du Monde beignet mix. I'm gonna try and make it at some point in time.
Ooh.
So yeah, we'll see how it turns out. If it turns out well, then I'll make it again and I'll share. If it doesn't, then nobody will ever see it. Burn it.
this was everything.
Yeah, never happened.
I just remember going to there was and that was back when I still drank like tequila quite a bit, as did Ricky's. We call him on Scott. And I don't know if you're aware, Ricky's in-laws are doing very well.
I
And
think I've heard that at one point in time.
he flew us down there on his plane.
Oh, okay, that well. Gotcha.
I mean, it's a prop plane, it's not a jet. but-
Still.
Yeah. Anyway, so no one else wanted to do any tequila, and I was like, I mean, I'll go give a shot with you, Scott. Let's go. And he's like, all right, what do you want? And I was like, you know more than I do. So he goes, that one, like the one
Just
literally
all the
on
way
the
up top.
absolute top shelf. The girl had to like climb on a bar, kind of climb up like spider monkey and get it from the top. It was good. It was smooth. But I was like, God, you did though.
I don't care how expensive it is. I'm not drinking it straight.
I mean, this was 10 years ago, so mid-20s. Like, let's do it.
Yeah,
I've
for sure.
never been able to handle straight tequila. I
Yeah.
just can't.
I don't know. Actually, I had a drink down there. I don't know if tequila's in or not. It's called Shark Attack. It was made by, God, what's the name of the bar? Tropical Isle. They have a bunch of like special ones, and the Shark Attack is it's a kind of citrusy fruity drink, but they take a shot of grenadine and put it in a little toy shark that they say blood in the water, and then they dump it in the cup.
Oh, that's cute.
I definitely recorded it. It was a lot of fun. I saw it on a crazy enough a show 20 years ago that I remembered, and I was like, I want to go to that place, and they're still around, and they still had them. So
Nice.
yeah,
I think grenadine is one of the best ones for just making fun drinks.
right, yeah.
I'll always remember when we did that soft opening of the Silver Ballroom,
Oh yeah.
and his mom or stepmom made Bloody Bad Brains. It was it was a vodka, and then you poured in Bailey's, and it curdled up like a little brain sitting there like in it.
Yep.
And then they poured grenadine in it, so it was a Bloody Bad Brain. And I thought it tasted amazing.
I mean, it did taste
Several
good.
people could not do the texture.
But yeah,
Yeah, I was gonna say curdled.
Yeah,
anything
well,
that
so, like-
doesn't sound.
Hurdles might
You
not
gotta
be the
go.
right word.
Well, no, you're right though, because like you'd have to go fairly quick, otherwise it would like really start to disintegrate
bad,
almost.
bad?
Yeah. Which then at that point you're like, it's not fun at all anymore.
It
So,
was. She did them all real. I think she might have done the grenadine first, maybe.
Yeah,
So you could
yeah.
just go down the line with the Baileys.
Yeah.
But it was the one time I ever had it. I thought they tasted great.
Hmm.
I think Keisha was there. She did not.
I think we may have talked about that actually. Yeah, maybe. Anyway, all right. So, recap from our resident recap-a-rooney.
We did some shit.
Recap-a-rooster.
We killed the storm giant with crabs.
We did.
I don't
Yeah.
think we need to sum it up at all. Any further
I think
all
that's
right,
all
we're
you
done.
really need to know.
Yeah.
We landed in Neverland.
Yeah, more or less.
Yeah.
We landed in Neverland.
Yeah. I mean, it's not exactly like full on Neverland, but yeah.
We
That
went through the water.
I didn't mean to make it like that.
Again, you have these great ideas, and then we come in and we're just like,
Yeah.
we're gonna boil it down to this one thing. And
Yeah.
stick with it.
Yeah. And then I'm like, well, shit. But I do love it. So anyway, continue.
Yeah, so we splashed down into the planet water, and they were pulling in a moat as we got there. We're like, hey, we want that. They're like,
Let's talk some cheddar cheese.
I talked to the boss, who was like, yeah, this is really expensive. And we're like, fuck, we don't have that kind of money. So they're like, yeah.
And then he was kind of like, what kind of adventurers are you? We were like, harsh.
Didn't he want like 10?
Once we spend
He wanted 30,000.
50.
50,000 gold.
Yeah.
Tilda
I think
the
it was
50,000.
It was 50?
Yes,
Yeah,
yeah.
It was she wanted that.
Old Batilda.
Oh, Batilda
Batilda,
in Sunderport.
captain of the Toothy Grin Corsairs.
Yeah, they want to 50K for the for that. So we did some exterminating, forceful relocation.
Ren and I decided to paradrop in.
We shady shitted.
Yeah.
You did, and a very well thought out and planned.
It was such a good idea. And then Tony was like, nope.
Beat it up. That's not Ireland.
I didn't say nope. A big crab did.
That's true. Yeah. Yeah. What we thought was an island was not.
Yeah. It would have been great had it worked. I'd have been interested to see what would happen afterwards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fight in the jungle, probably. I'd have to quickly assemble a jungle map.
Green.
There has to be like a generic jungle. Like,
I have forest maps I could have, popped out.
Yeah, that didn't work. And then you guys just bombed your way in, I think.
Izzy decided to make
Oh,
She closed
collapsed
off the
everything.
tunnel and
the entrance
collapsed
that
it.
was nearest to us. Go
Yeah.
boom.
Yep.
So then we went to the
Random top, right?
Yeah, and then
Ain't never gonna stop.
SEAL team them from the top.
We started from the bottom.
SEAL
now
Team
we're here.
Moon.
I think it's went in one of them.
No, we went in through the portal.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
that's
gave
right,
them,
that's right.
I gave them a hit to their portal.
So we met the storm giant.
Mm-hmm.
We
And
killed the
then
storm giant.
a baby hag. A lesser hag?
I mean, she
The
was
hagling?
Yeah, hagling.
Some turned astral sea elves didn't like that.
Yeah, it was like the Davy Jones crew from Pirates.
Yeah,
It's fine.
it was weird.
We murdered everybody. We got out of there. Now I think we're heading back in a roundabout way. No, we didn't make it back.
We made it
We
back.
made it back. Oscar made a portal. Or he recalled us.
Yeah, we learned that it is not a pearl.
Nope.
Apparently he has
It's
very
an
special
egg.
eyes.
The baby
Yeah, it was a
dragon,
dragon
turtle
turtle.
egg.
Mm-hmm.
Egg.
Now I want it back.
Make a delicious
Been a
omelet.
new pet.
Your nature check failed.
Yeah,
And you didn't even perform.
Yeah, they're gonna turn the stationary flotilla city into a nomadic flotilla city.
On the back of
In a
the
way.
What is that
dragon
called?
turtle.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure that dragon turtle will never rebel against them or anything.
It's
Oh.
Raft
So-
City.
It's like
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's under port currently.
Raft City.
Oh, right.
Rhapsody, baby.
I was gonna make a really dumb joke the last time that we were on Bohemian Rhapsody, but
No.
I never.
I like it.
Still good.
Yeah. So we got 2 moats of water.
Yeah, Christian is.
How did we get 2? No, he said he was wondering. He didn't actually make it.
He said it. I'm gonna give him credit.
The words came out of his.
Days over here. Christian
his mouth.
Exactly.
Then just drops this epic line.
How was the
Resident-
second one? We had one
Resident
for a
Dan
job.
Christian. Resident Dan Christian.
Yeah. So she had said that if you're able to retrieve the pearl, you'll get one.
Oh, and then if they don't know it's us, or if we kill them.
If you deal
We-
with the inhabitants, she'll give you a bonus.
We
The
leveled
bonus
the
was-
entire temple.
Yeah.
Yeah. Easy level the fucking temple.
Yeah. It was like, okay, well, they're dealt with. So you get 2.
We're good.
2 moats of water.
So now we're on a boat, I assume. Back
Um,
on
We're
our
next to a
surfer boat.
portal.
We're on a boat.
So yeah, through another portal back, opened up by Hoska with his watery, tendrily arms that he's able to summon and manipulate a whirlpool.
And his special eyes.
He basically cast a plane shift spell, but with a little bit of extra something to it to get you
Little
guys
sauce.
back. Yeah. But once you arrived back, you were right next to, once again, Finn's blade. Reboarded the ship and were ready for sleep, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, we went to
No,
sleep.
just charged straight through the island.
Yeah.
Can we
Nothing bad
ask
happened.
our ghostly friend how much time passed while we were in there? Like,
Yeah.
was it actually just like 1 day's worth of time, or was it like?
It's not another
he-
4 months.
Right.
Yeah, he looks, yeah, no, you guys were only gone for a couple hours, stops.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Cool. We've had some bad experiences very recently.
Where'd you go?
That's been a while.
Oh, yeah, time worked really weird
Oh,
there.
we went to the moon.
We did go to the moon.
What makes
Really?
you say bad experience? I thought it was a great time.
We had a very
Oh, I enjoyed my time there.
active experience.
All 4 months.
Which I neglected to say that when you pass back into the material plane, those 4 months you feel like
Oh,
rapidly.
great.
Ow.
So yeah, thankfully it was only 4 months and not much longer, but it was kind of a an abbreviated version of like Princess Bride. We're like, ah, oh god.
Now I wish I was somebody to like cut their horns so it'd be like rapid growth.
Oh right, yeah.
Yeah.
Ow. Oh god, that hurts. Okay.
They're like a little overgrown. You're like, ow,
Yeah.
it's like poking me, kind of like an ingrown toenail. Like it's
Like
hitting you in
grind-
the back of your head, yeah.
Grind it down a little bit.
Right
Yeah,
now.
yeah. Just walk up to say Vadir and Dorgirin have to use their horns because it's the only thing that's tough enough to actually shave them down.
So they're just like headbutting each other.
Like the.
Wait, no, stand still. Yeah,
It's
right
gonna
there.
get locked.
Right there.
Yeah. Shit. I just imagine like, you know, the classic thing about like what's strong enough to shave Superman's beard. It's like his eye beams or his fingernails or how it's gonna work. Like that's how it works with Minotaur horns too. Super dense, super tough.
Can't use trees.
Nope. Not gonna work.
I'm working.
You would have to like lay on his stomach then to like trim his beard, and it could only be, you know, Superman with his eyes, you know?
Oh right, yeah.
So that he's not like looking down and then burns holes into his legs.
Yeah. Well, so like in the animated series, they had him look into a mirror, and I was like, I mean, it's a laser technically, so maybe, but feels like a bit of a stretch still.
I feel
Yeah.
like that mirror would melt pretty quick.
Right?
Yeah.
It can reflect it, sure, but
Yeah.
it's taking some damage.
Exactly,
in the
right?
process.
I mean, it's they call it heat vision.
Right, yeah.
Is it like was it actually just a laser in the cartoons because that's easier to depict?
It
than-
looked like a laser, so like, yeah, right? That makes
Yeah.
It
sense.
would still
But
be like an
then,
infrared ray.
right, so there still would be heat to it. Yeah, of course, yeah. But yeah, it was, you know, it's, we're talking about Superman the animated series, the kids cartoon, getting
Does
a
he
bit,
like just set it on fire and then waits to get the length that he wants and then like puts it out?
yeah. It's gotta be,
He's got to use like a kryptonite razor.
right, but then
Right.
it has to be like the kryptonite that doesn't make him super weak, just the stuff that like brings him to level.
Yeah.
So maybe like, I don't know if think it's red kryptonite, but anyway.
Is it
all right.
Red makes
like-
him evil.
Going right, well, right, but like the red sun is what would make him normal. So like, I don't know how that would work. Anyway, going off on a
Yellow.
tandent yet again.
Just one of the more
Yep.
odd tangents. Gone off on.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
I mean, great show.
Nerds.
Worth talking about. But yeah. All right. So, as you arrive back on the material plane and everyone kind of gets ready to have a decent rest, you find your beds and your spaces that you've claimed to take rest. Finn offers to look over the ship as he does not require sleep anymore, and it's easier for him to do it. But before everyone does head down for the evening,
Who's Finn?
Caspian
Caspian.
Finn,
Oh,
yeah,
I thought you said. Oh, it's his last name.
yeah.
No. I gotcha.
So-
Damn.
You have one. Actually, sorry. Let's do this.
So all the other people on the ship are trying to claim captainhood of a ship that's literally named after him.
But he's
You're
dead.
asking
so-
logistics.
Oh,
Yeah.
Still
Yeah.
want to kill their stupid ghost.
Go to bed.
Go to bed.
You hear? I heard that.
Just walk up with like a handkerchief full of catnip. Just go to sleep.
Hey, does this smell like catnip to you?
Don't want to.
Hey, you can go full hope mode right now, so it's okay.
I really need to learn the sleep spell.
So, you have one final night before you disembark on the ominous and looming Isle of Eternal Shadow. Exhausted from your jaunt and difficult fight in the elemental plane of water, Daruk, you cannot help but feel equal parts excited and anxious. Storm from earlier past and the seas now calm, you look up to a sky full of stars. And as you look to see the infinite serenity, that peace is broken as you, almost to remind you of your charge. A dull, distant thunder rumbles in the east.
Giant town.
As you look outward, massive storm clouds stretch into the sky, a huge dome shape, as you imagine, for hundreds of miles. With the occasional crack of lightning shooting through the cloud, the echoing thunder is barely a rumble this far away. But you can still unmistakably feel it with your connection to the storm. Anyone have anything they want to do before they go to bed?
I'll check in with Ashara, but we don't have to RP them.
Okay.
I'll check in with Drew to make sure he's on fire.
Why?
I'll also check in on Izzy and make sure she's coping with, the massive amount of death that she caused. All right.
And she might be in a little bit of shell shock.
Yeah.
I have become dead.
Right.
She's doing just fine.
Yeah.
Handle it like a champ.
Taking it in stride. That was amazing.
I've never felt a rush like that before.
I hold their lives in my very hands.
Just like Medusa's coming for you.
All right. Oh, good.
Daruk would cast Sending to his older brother.
Devon.
The roll, right?
Drokar.
Barack, right? Or Barol. Yeah, which
Right,
one?
that was it.
Shut up, Kelsey. And I probably keep it pretty short, but just basically, I think I found what I'm looking for. If you don't hear from me, take care of Gel. Gel's the
Thank you, Joker.
Those words?
Yes. No. Yes.
I'll leave it up to you to what you think would be the appropriate response from
Don't be.
Part of me wants to just be like, okay. But
You don't even have to tell us because it's only in your head.
Yeah. It very well could have been a man of few words, but maybe something akin with what your family kind of does is just brief but to the point.
probably
Grunt.
probably you come back and take care of them yourself. Is probably more what it would be
Yeah.
like.
All my sweet ass drum solo.
I put in my time.
I'm the oldest. Your turn.
I raised you. I raised your brother. You got this one.
We're supposed to be back 4 months ago to take over.
So, as the evening comes to a close and everyone lays down, Daruk, you find yourself in that familiar dream space once again. You feel yourself drift slowly on the wind towards the island, slowly at first, before a sudden jolt has you flying forward. Nearly grazing the Rocky Mountains encircling the island, you fly past them, which, even though I know you're in a dream space right now, could I even make a perception check?
25.
Okay. As you fly past the rocky cliffs, one thing you notice is that there are these kind of large, oval-shaped objects built into the cliff face. Looks like they're mostly composed out of large wooden branches or even potentially small trees that have been uprooted. But you see them kind of like this kind of hive cone-like shape with a kind of smaller opening.
So as I'm flying over the mountain, is it on the ocean side or on the...
Both.
Okay.
Yeah. You see only a few on the ocean side, but as you get past the mountain range, which, for the record, the Isle of Eternal Shadow, in terms of scale, roughly about the size of Indiana. So, like, it's a big island. And more so specifically the center of it. The outer island is probably a little bit larger, beyond the mountain range. So, as you fly past those mountains, you see them kind of scattered sparsely along the outer facing side, the ocean facing side. But once you kind of get closer inland to where you can see the mountains starting to kind of wane back in towards the center of the island, you see them in more frequency there. But as you fly past, you've eventually crossed the mountains and you see an expansive forest making up the southwest corner of the island. Huge in its size, evergreen trees provide some semblance of life to the island, something you hadn't seen in your visions prior. Despite its ominous name and obscured light from the sun, these trees do look healthy, and they're actually a decently growing forest. As you continue flying beyond, though, you see another massive lake bordering the forest before you eventually cross it and go across miles and miles of salt flats, something that you've seen once before. Occasionally, you see an errant wandering creature or ruins of whatever society may have called this place home at one point. But eventually, your attention is turned towards your destination. The massive ziggurat structure that you surmise is at the foot of the island is something you have seen before. As your body comes to an abrupt halt, you're rocked and jostled for a moment, hanging above the ziggurat, the top of it. You see the massive humanoid once before, standing before you again, seemingly composed of a swirling storm, making up their actual physicality, before a booming voice speaks to you. Daruk, your trial begins soon. As your mind enter these cursed lands, you pass the Escoffier Woods. There are many dangerous creatures that call it home, and finding your way through it is your obstacle, but not part of your trial. Once you are past those woods and in the island proper, you will need to acquire the 5 pieces of the Rod of Adlak before I may reconstruct it back to its original form. Each piece is guarded at one of the long-since abandoned towers of the Prime. Each tower was once a place of worship for a trio of the Prime before they departed this world. To the south, and as he speaks, your body is flipped around and faced forward before flying a good 10 feet beyond the ziggurat, as you see almost like this pillar of light light up. To the south, Drusius, Constance, and Sidrius were called to the Tower of Wisdom. To the east, as your body once again is jostled and facing eastward on the island, Barlen, Aquatius, and Adlec were called to the Tower of Storms. To the west, as your body is flown around and swung around the temple, the ziggurat, Diana, the Green Warden, and Dualan were called to the Tower of Growth. To the northwest, once again, rotating again, Kale, Spectrus, and Nistra were called to the Tower of Order.
Tower what?
Tower of Order.
Order.
And to the northeast, as you've flown once again, Kruka, Raven, and Jokirian were called to the Tower of Repose. As you're then brought back to the large humanoid creature. Each tower has some sort of creature or creatures that make the surrounding area their domain. Barter, convince, pilfer, defeat. Whatever means you find most appropriate, but you must wrest the pieces from those that possess them. Only once you have all 5, may I reassemble them here. Do this, and you will possess a power this world has not seen for millennia. And it may indeed be enough to destroy Anratnak once and for all.
It will be done.
Go now, then, and rest. The day starts tomorrow. As you're thrown back within almost an instant, you wake up jostled, back in your own body. Still night. You kind of feel the weight of what has been presented before you now.
You ever feel like, man, you should have come here first? Sorry.
Sometime.
You mean we could have ended this months ago?
So,
While he can remember everything, Daruk would immediately probably take out a piece of paper or something and write down everything just to. I get the impression, I feel like Daruk would not forget, but just because it's so important.
sure.
The South was Tower of Wisdom,
Yes.
South, yes, was wisdom.
so it's Wisdom, Stories, Growth, Order, Repose.
Wisdom, what was the second one?
Stories?
Storms.
Storms. Oh, that's way different.
Samsonite. I was way off.
Tower of Stories.
Right, yes.
Like, we're gonna have to read a story or like submit knowledge.
Yeah.
How many kids are we gonna have to read to sleep here before we get the feeds?
I've been reading for 30 minutes.
We get up there, it's encased in lightning. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, right. Well, what kind of story is this?
Not a happy one.
Oh my gosh. Thanks, Tony.
Yeah, sure. So, Tower of Wisdom, Tower of Storms, Tower of Growth, Tower of Order, Tower of Repose.
Yep, got it. Also, east, west,
Yeah.
northwest, northeast.
Yeah, south, east, west, northwest, northeast.
Well, there's
Yeah.
5, so he couldn't just go.
I
north,
mean,
south,
yeah,
east, west.
but like
'Cause then
north gets 2.
It would be weird if it was north, south, east, west, and kind of one in the middle.
South by
Yeah.
southwest.
The outlier.
North by northeast.
Yeah.
The center. I could have just made the ziggurat the Tower of Storms, but I'm like, well, no, you gotta have a place to build
You
it all.
gotta bring it. Yeah. Bring them
You gotta
all
have a
into
place
the
to
ziggurat
watch it
and bind them.
I see what you did there.
Hostage to the fire!
No.
Make it!
What was that? What was the last thing?
I just said make it instead of destroy it.
Oh, okay. Oh, right. Gotcha. Nice.
Put it together.
Yeah. Yes.
Forge the rod. I mean, no.
No, that was right. Yeah.
Forge the rod.
Yep.
Stroke it.
I was gonna say, yeah, make the rod bigger.
That's the handle now. Make it bigger.
So funny.
Dickus. We are children. All right.
Yep.
All right.
Why are you laughing at my friends?
On to the others.
Right.
Lucas?
Yeah.
Lucas?
Yeah. Anything else you
Go
guys want
make
to do
the
that
biggest
night?
rod of all. Nope.
Okay.
It's not about the size. It's about what you do.
Right. So, as the evening does give way to the daytime, the crew. Ad's starting soon. Actually, we'll wait for the ad to start. Then we'll pick up with the next day cleanly there.
You said the ad just started.
It should. Yeah, it's starting soon. So I'm like, we'll just wait.
I was gonna add. I know you said I could see some creatures as I was flying over. Could I make out what any of them were, or any details about them?
Tell you what, do a perception check. We'll see what you got.
That was that one.
Okay.
16 total, if that matters. But it's that one.
Yeah, it's 16 total. It's still good. So yeah, you can see that pretty interesting variety. You can see what looked like a pack of dogs at one point, but you kept on like losing sight of them. It was like, okay, well then that's something. Okay, we're in in the ads. It's in progress. There we go.
That's a progress.
Yeah. So yeah, that's one of the sets of wandering creatures you saw. A couple other ones, but we'll call it we'll discombobulate while you're on.
Yeah. And I
Thrown
was,
slash blown around.
flying through the air, and
Yeah.
out of my own control.
Yeah.
Just trying to find a gift of Thor being like moved around Doctor Strange's sanctum.
No. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like that's what you just.
Yeah.
Apparently, that's not a common enough gift. So.
In my head, I was kind of imagining like almost like if a ragdoll was like held up like this, and when the arms all kind of like swing behind and then flop back.
Like it's like holding you like that, so like your arms and your legs just like.
Yeah.
That's what I was kind of hoping for.
Yeah, yeah.
Honestly, that you're just being flung around like. Imagine any object you're holding with like the grab gun, just.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna turn that. Unfortunately, we're in the summer months now. Come on, I'm gonna give. Let's log out.
So there's been a bunch of posts from like I guess there's like muggers that are coming around in the UK a lot recently, but they're calling themselves roadmen. So everybody's like, why are Americans not afraid of roadmen?
Yeah.
One person was like, well, first off, the name is just dumb. Sound like a construction worker. Just fixing the road.
It's the road, man.
It's a road, man.
Ooh, yeah. I opened the bag of the gold dress. Said I opened it.
I want to have space. I want to have a space sphere is.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
we'll feel like the spice.
I'm
Kung Fu man.
kung fu. I know kung fu.
I thought we've had for first.
Yeah.
Red sauce. Yeah. You know what?
Like I said, it's the amorphous nature of it that is so hard for my brain to base the structure to really make sense because they're the coordinates for everything. This one's like, oh man, nothing. You want to do that thing? Okay, we got some spears.
Mm-hmm.
We try. Make sure.
Oh, if you can use these skills for this.
there an optimal way to make this? I mean, no.
Right.
Mhm. I'm
We are back from the ad break.
I got Prime Sphere.
Yeah, Black
so that way I can like
Yeah.
do items like twice and then deal aggregate.
God, you guys got me doing it.
punches. I'm also
So,
taking
as the night
forces,
gives way
so that allows
today-
me to, like change energy types.
I was looking right at that one.
So like change like the kinetic energy of like a punch into like thermal or electricity.
Okay.
Yeah.
I fully support chips. I also enable them.
Don't you dare. You left. Did you get that out of the bathroom?
Yeah, I didn't walk right upstairs to put it back.
I asked you if you wanted it.
I don't have any memory of this at all. So I like my actual ring, but for whatever reason, like the surface scratches really easily. So I bought a bunch of silicone ones.
But he leaves them everywhere.
But I'll go to take a shower and I set it up on one of the shelves and I forgot it.
Hey,
Yep.
off and take a shower.
Right? You got to let the women know that you're married while you're in the shower.
In the shower, yeah. No, because like the silicone.
I mean,
ones,
you
like,
are naked then.
whenever like it's true.
Just has to remind himself.
No. No, whenever I'm in the shower, like whenever the soap is like just enough to like the top of it catches.
What?
That was the verbal equivalent of "excuse me," or the not non-verbal equivalent of "excuse me."
Yeah.
Sorry, so this.
You weren't allowed to be alone with my husband ever.
What?
I don't trust you putting that beads in his head.
Oh, I thought he was just coming for me anyway. So
Listen, the ideas are already there. I'm just finding they exist. Word.
Let your mind wander.
All right, so Rainier's gonna die. I'm
And
kidding.
I'm researching my new character.
You're like, we're going into the Isle Turn of Shadow. Not bad to have a backup, just in case.
Actually, that's probably a good
right?
point.
Your new one's gonna be a wizard, right? I was just a guess, but
What is it?
awesome.
I just thought if one of our characters does die, probably gonna have to wait a little while to get back in.
I actually have that thought in mind,
Oh, okay.
which is helping determine my race.
All wizard party.
Well,
I'm down.
Yeah, you got a barbarian. It's just a muscle wizard. Just fists.
I would like to play as one of the married couple who comes back from their vacation in hell.
Oh,
And then shows up on the ship and is like, who the fuck are you people?
so if two people die, we
Okay.
can make them the married.
The
couple.
married couple!
one of you get
From
well.
the
So
Two of the members of the ship, the
Yeah.
crew,
They're currently in
right?
hell.
They're vacationing in hell.
Okay.
Kill them. They're fighting like whatever the blood war.
Because apparently it's the the Doomslayer
And wife.
and Doomslayer-esque. Or it could be two Doomslayers.
so
I feel like
I'll play, dude.
you guys aren't gonna encounter them, so I'll tell you freely. The couple, basically, the husband, the best equivalent you're gonna find is Etrigan from DC. So, Etrigan.
The demon.
Yep.
DC.
DC Comics. So Etrigan is basically a man who's bound with a demon, and Etrigan the demon, total badass. So he's I forgot exactly what his stat block is, but he's basically a what would it be Tiamat Tiefling. So buff as hell, breathes fire, a lot of fun. And then his wife is equal badass, a Kalashtar barbarian. So she doesn't take damage.
No. I dig it.
That we could create a character that doesn't take damage?
Well,
If Rin had another life, same.
she's a Path of the Beast barbarian, so she has resistances to everything because she's Kalashtar. So yeah.
Disgusting.
Well, when she's raging, she has anyway.
What was
Which one has took a shit and didn't flush?
chemo?
Yeah.
Paladin?
Wait. Lady Chemo?
Yeah. Sharper roll.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Then
Was she a paladin?
who was the what was the mage? Oh, right. No, the mage was
Sure.
Right.
Not Ishara,
No.
but yes. What is her name?
Ashara?
Ishara? What's her
I
name?
thought her name was Ashara, the mage lady, yeah.
I did not intend to do that. That was not on purpose. I thought her name was something else, man. And I got feeble-minded. What the fuck?
Oh yeah.
Allura.
Lady
Allura.
Oh, you're right.
There we go. Yeah.
What am I?
My brain wouldn't let it go, so I had.
You're right. Who am I thinking of? From?
Okay. Go. As the group gets ready, Finn's blade closes the distance for the rest that they would take you to the island.
Let's go the distance.
Before Bug addresses the party. Hey guys, so unfortunately this is about as close as we really want to get. We'll keep our guns trained on the cliff face. From what we know, there's harpies that live up there. So if we see something coming out, we'll fire on them. Hopefully just kind of keep them at bay. I don't think we're actually gonna hit anything from here, but we can at least just make a show. So
Is there a beach?
Go to the beach.
you guys are probably about, I'd say, a mile away from the island. That's as close as they want to get.
How you feeling?
Not ready.
Yeah. Even after a dragon, a giant, hags galore. I think you're more ready than you think.
Thank you.
We're with you. Got your back.
It's not being a bitch. Also, thank you. I think I needed that too.
Not wrong.
So
Did you tell us what we
Yeah, I was gonna say, as soon as everybody got together for breakfast or whatever, I'd probably say everything that I saw, talk about, the 5 towers, and then we need to get shards of the rock, pieces of the rock, one for each. And each one is defended by some kind of large creature. It doesn't really matter how we get the piece as long as we get it. So
I love it when there's no rules.
and surprisingly, there was what looked like an actual living forest on the other side of the mountains.
As in, like, it's alive, or as in, like, it is a creature?
No, like it looks like the trees are actually alive, being the island eternal shadow.
Like they're growing
Right,
and stuff,
right.
yeah.
I would have assumed that everything's kind of
Gotcha.
but
Yeah, no, that's fair.
also I'm assuming it's harpy nests now that we heard there's harpies, but some kind of oval-shaped hive-like structures
Oh,
around the outside, around the mountains,
Around that side.
around the outside, and what looked like packs of dogs running around.
puppies!
Can they do that?
Yeah.
Oh,
You
we
want
didn't
a
bring
new,
Gordon,
want a
did
new
we?
pet? Yeah.
No, Gordon's here.
Is he?
I thought we brought Gordon.
you did bring Gordon.
Are we bringing him onto the island?
I feel like out of all of our ideas, this is the best time to bring Gordon. The safest.
I think I remember if I met someone named Melvin.
Oh right, yeah. He's been with us the whole time.
The GM who definitely thought that they left Melvin behind. Amazing. For what it's worth, you think Adlac put his faith in the right person?
No, fuck that. It's brother.
What?
Suck.
Bad luck.
If I die, I assume my brother's the next one.
Yeah, I mean, you got like how many brothers?
Wait, but it went
You
through.
got 3 times to get this right.
I thought it went through your. Oh, your brothers were older and they already had their shot.
One's old.
Oh. You have a younger brother?
Yes.
What are your brothers' names?
Rokar and Gel.
Oh,
No matter what
not
Kelsey
right.
said.
Are you sure?
I feel like it would have been Barack and Barol. Going out with work and naming structure.
What would make you guys think that?
You know, just a vibe, really.
Extensive studying.
It's just a
The idea
vibe.
just keeps coming to me like it's, you know,
Meant to
somebody
be.
screaming it.
Just really jumps out at me.
Now that I think about it, I think I knew a Barack and a Barol. Not my brothers though.
Cousins?
No relation that I know of.
So there's a chance.
Sure. We'll leave it open.
I think we'll be fine. This is probably like maybe top 6 dumbest things we've done
This
Some of these
giant
islands?
metal
this year.
cow and a little dinghy.
No, that's easy.
That doesn't even make top 10 dumbest things.
Can you cast fly
I mean-
on Gordon and just have him?
I could, yes.
I don't have fly.
I could water walk.
He does.
I
you
could
do?
cast fly on Gordon and technically ride Gordon because he should have carried the last week.
Beast of burden for sure.
We can water walk. Apparently.
I mean, if you want to burn that many spells.
It's definitely worth burning.
Well, I should
that many
probably
spells.
change my spells too.
Is water walk a ritual?
Want to walk the ritual?
Then how long does it last too? It's not true.
I think it's a long time. I think it's like an hour.
An hour, I want to say. I will take
not
away
doing very well right now.
Your hope. Does that mean the item or my hope? Yes. Which I did want to give one detail I neglected to say. Where you guys are, you still do have natural sunlight, but there is a healthy storm cloud right in front of you. It is blotting out almost entirely the sun. Once you get beyond a certain point. But you hear the rumble of thunder as you have approached the island. So it is ever constant. I would say probably every 15 to 30 seconds you can.
Water walk is a ritual.
Okay.
Let's say that. How's it last time?
Daggers? How far away are we?
A mile.
We can make a mile in an hour.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Aaron?
Yeah. I was more concerned that it might be 10 minutes. Which like you could still do, but like depending on who all is walking and how quickly and that kind of thing.
You gonna want to walk away?
Up to 10 willing creatures you can see within range. Gain the ability for the duration.
How long is it?
An hour.
Like we're hooking up.
If you guys want.
What's he go wrong?
Hey, we're not confining the giant metal hole into a dinghy. Cannon fog.
We don't leave party members behind.
I mean, yeah, we don't leave party members behind.
Versus operation.
Look, you don't have to outrun the bear, you just have to outrun the other people you're with.
So then
will.
you don't have to outrun.
Wait, no, wait, never mind, you won't, because you'll be unconscious on the ground, so we're fine.
Wow.
Jesus.
Look, as an avid dirt nap,
Things have changed since early on in the campaign.
right? you just be
Have
dead.
they?
Yeah, I guess not. We're pretty much the same group of dinguses we've been the whole time.
Yeah, he's
Myself,
evolved from like
definitely.
dirt naps to dirt forever resting places.
Dirt naps to longer dirt naps.
Dirt naps to dirt
I
sleeps.
get in and I make a point, and then
Don't get out.
I hope that everyone else would get in and start making their own things.
Well, your points are much more pointy.
Yeah.
Too. Was that a pun that you made intentionally or no?
It was a choice.
Okay, nice. Excellent. Well done. If I hadn't awarded the dice already, I would have given it to you.
You didn't do the share. You each get a 10.
So, the party disembarks from Finn's Blade, taking water walking as a method to approach the island.
Yeah.
After a relatively short walk, because I don't think you actually would necessarily need to run. I mean, you got an hour to cross a mile, so plenty of time. But as your journey progresses and you get closer and closer, eventually the sunlight fades and you find the name, the Isle Eternal Shadow, taking its namesake. With darkness enshrouding the party, similar to what would be close to night, but not exactly nighttime. What you would call it is basically a close to dim light that is ever pervasive through the area. Not exactly the eternal shadow that the namesake would imply, but it is darker here.
Oh, while I'm thinking about
They
it,
exaggerated the shadow part for marketing.
can everyone please add one ripcord to your inventory?
Just in case.
Just in case.
So,
Thank you.
yep, there is a magical item known as Ripcord.
It's
spelled just as you would think.
Featherfall. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I'll knock 4 off, and then next time remind me, and I'll have Jason take disease.
Have we
Or
had
put it in.
have we had a long rest since?
Or didn't we just
The elemental
take one?
plane? Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I
I
must
mean, it was
have.
never said, so it was just kind of.
Yeah.
Oh, it actually tells you everything you get back.
Yep. We made some pretty good adjustments recently.
I do bonus conditions yet?
No, that would be too easy.
Had to ask. The worst I can say is no, and I said the worst.
No, they did.
How dare they?
So, Isle of Eternal Dimness.
How many diamonds do we have?
Not enough.
I mean, most of
Many.
us are also on hard mode now, even with that. So
That's,
you can only res once, and then it gets harder. And I
Takes a
don't know.
little bit more.
oh, right.
Becomes more of a challenge.
There's no
I-
dice roll for the first one, but after that, there is.
I have a 300 gold and a 500. And then 3 times dust.
How's everybody on potion? Feeling
500 gold?
Hmm?
500 gold on him? Yes. I thought that was the only use for him.
nope
You got another one?
from my
That was the
Oh, right.
deep trout one, yeah.
So, as the party walks up and makes their steps onto the beach, you find a kind of a more rocky pebble shore than the kind of fine sand that you've seen before. But
Snake's coming.
still clothed and everything, though, you don't have to worry about stepping on rocks or anything since you are able to walk on water right now. So, as you walk over and approach the land, you have a steep, mountainous landscape in front of you.
Step forward. Full to go or no. Yeah, let's get on before.
Okay. You step forward. You find the same mountainous, rocky landscape before you.
How are we gonna get going up the mountain?
What direction are we facing?
So you're facing east.
We're
You've
facing-
landed on the southeastern portion of the island.
So we can either head east or south. Both have a tower. Which way would you like to go? We can go to.
You landed on the
Dorms?
southeastern portion of the island. You landed on the southeastern portion of the island, so it's
So we can have
east
either-
or north.
Well, I think she meant we can go to either the tower on.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Sorry, I thought you meant like we can go directionally south. I'm like, that would just put you back in the.
Yeah.
We shall
No,
go.
I mean like. I mean like.
All right, we made it. Time to
We can
go.
go to either.
We
the
shall
tower
go
or the
west.
Sorry,
tower.
misunderstood. Right. Yep.
You know,
My
we
bad.
got options. So we could go straight to Tower of Storms, start with that. Or we could start with the Tower of Wisdom, which
Does not sound like the
definitely
wise thing to do.
will be our best tower.
That's- I mean, I was thinking.
Yeah, Daruk's like, yeah.
that might actually be.
Just a little softball for you, get you warmed up.
This may sound strange. I think I want to do the Tower of Storms last.
Oh, lame.
Okay.
So
Round
we'll go
robin.
Wisdom and then make our way around.
To the east, make it away.
Oh, hey.
So scratch.
Okay, so you still see the same mountainy landscape
Right.
before you.
We head to the east.
I'm just gonna take
Okay.
lunch while you're
Yeah,
here.
Well, no, we have to go through the forest first, right?
Oh, fuck it.
We have to go through the mountains.
Yeah, I think we have to go through the mountains to get to the forest.
Okay.
Your terrain is confusing.
What have I said? That's weird.
Go to the mountains, forest.
So we gotta go through the mountain to get to the forest, and then in the middle of the forest is a ziggurat, but on the outskirts
You
of
know
the
what?
forest are towers.
Let's just do.
Suffer in the theater of the mind.
Yeah, I know, right?
I don't have a theater in my mind.
Open up MS Paint there, Tony.
We're in Isla Noche.
So there's a circle. You good, bro?
I'm still kind of digging around, and I got to the point where I was rolling for stats.
Oh,
and
you're back.
I rolled 4 ones.
Oh my god.
Nice.
3.
So
Yeah,
lowest stat?
rolling
Lowest stat.
digitally.
Highest stat.
Yeah.
I'm never gonna go ahead and up.
What you're saying is
Sure is dark.
there's no road.
We don't need no roads.
Which, actually, at that rate, let me do this.
We don't need no roads.
I mean, yeah, but they're convenient.
We're going, we don't need roads.
Can't Gordon just go up the mountain like it's Skyrim?
Goat.
None of us brought pitons or anything. Is it pitons or pitons? I've always said pitons, but then I keep hearing people say pitons.
I'm pretty sure it's
Damn it.
Pittman. But don't quote me on that.
Camera's off just a little bit.
I have Pitten.
Pitons.
Oh,
Hey there, Pittman.
I have
that's how I'm going to pronounce it.
10.
ah, ah, ah.
I think I've got some too, but like, I mean, do I really need them?
Oh, you said add ripcord, right?
Tell you what, have, let's see if somebody wants to make a perception or a survival check.
I assume this is all very dark and dingy. It's incredible.
You've got pretty good perception.
Yeah, well, so visible light does only extend beyond a certain range. So this is effectively a darker area. What's it?
I'm just volunteering him to roll.
You said
Oh.
perception?
Yep.
Yes,
What about you also said survival.
correct.
I will try survive.
I'm just doing
Okay.
a Blake Sheldon, you know? Because
Getting
on the voice.
back that.
Oh, okay.
Might be a baby on that.
Open it.
I can see just fine. I just have shit perception and survival.
No,
34 on
I'm not bad
Okay.
on perception, but
that was a nat 1.
Okay.
well,
Well,
I think you got it.
yeah, Daruk with the call from the island itself, maybe.
Yeah.
You do spot that while you've been looking for some sort of like pass or way of getting through the mountains easily without scaling a rocky cliff face to who knows how long and unfortunately how difficult that could be, you do spot that there does appear to be some sort of opening a little farther off to the east from where you're currently at. And it's kind of what looks like either potentially maybe worked stone. I mean, have to get closer, take a better look. But spotted what might be something of design.
I will point it out to the group. So that looks like it. Probably the easiest way through.
Oh yeah, definitely. That's got it.
Sorry.
You point out a what?
It's like a path through the
everything.
mountain, but it looks like
Knowledge,
stone. Like it was made intentionally.
Okay. Yeah.
So
Keep an eye out for booty traps.
So heading east, a little bit kind of down the coastline, you eventually do find that there is a worked path that leads upward. And as you kind of slowly but cautiously head up, you do see a tunnel carved into the mountainside itself.
Secret tunnel.
Though you do kind of feel and hear the that hum of wind moving through it, you do not see an exit to it. So going into the mountain, should you choose to take this path.
I definitely think going through a tunnel with no recourse of escape is a great idea.
Well, we can always come back the way we came.
Yeah. No.
And it's not like you can be cut off from
The alternative, though, is
climbing
climbing.
or continuing to
been
walk
over.
the beach.
Yeah. What did you say?
Been over.
Yeah.
I mean, I can fly.
What's Daruka, what's your passive perception again?
30.
Okay, cool. Continue.
Don't
Sorry.
like that.
Stand behind me. I'll guide the way through the tunnel. Nothing will be that's me.
All right. We're making our way through the tunnel, I guess. Go. Unless anyone has any objections.
I mean, I have objections, but none of them are worthy to not go through the tunnel. It's not gonna change the answer.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and go to the dark place.
Under protest.
I like the dark place.
Could I have a marching order set, please? The tunnel is about a good 15 feet wide when you first enter it, but it does get closer to about a 10-foot space eventually. And you do note that the worked stone that initially kind of worked its way in does eventually fade to what is more just a natural path, more of a cave tunnel than like one designed purposely.
Is Gordon going to take a little nibble of the stone?
Just breaks off a chunk of it. It doesn't appear to have any sort of ill effect, but not a lot of interest in it though either.
It's like subpar cud.
Yeah. Oh, that's just normal
Cast
rock.
Death Ward on.
This isn't petrified anything. This is bullshit.
This is bullshit.
I cast Death
Not yet,
Ward on-
anyway.
Can you petrify stone? Make it double stone?
Right, yeah.
Izzy's parents did.
It's like like refried beans.
Yeah, yeah.
Petrified stone.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
Sorry, so what were you doing?
I said I cast Death Ward on her
Okay, got it.
because Izzy's parents did threaten her.
Izzy's parents are dead.
That's what
Yep.
they said.
What are they doing?
So, as you're walking into the tunnel, Daruk, the reason why I asked about your passive perception, you do hear the very faint sounds as you're finally getting in of kind of not cracks of thunder, but similar sound.
Coming from inside the cave?
Coming from outside.
Oh.
Like behind us? After we walked in?
Yep.
It's like some things are flying out and somebody's distracting them.
The thunder's coming from inside the house.
Who wants to be in one?
I would probably want to be.
How big is the tunnel?
So it's about 10 feet wide.
Okay. But tall?
Yeah.
About another 10, maybe 15 feet at times. It's not a huge opening, and it does wax and wane at certain points where it'll open up to about 20 feet at certain points. Even gets up to 30 as the cavern opens up, but then eventually kind of works its way back down again.
Okay.
Stays at a moderately level pace, although it does dip a little bit at certain sections. But you do know that the elevation is continuing along down the path. It does start to increase after a certain point. Start walking more not vertically, but you feel the incline start to take effect.
Okay.
Oh.
So probably can't reliably ride on Gordon if it's only 10 feet.
Not the easiest thing to do, but not impossible. I mean, there's certain points where you absolutely could.
I put me and Izzy in the middle.
Are Gordon and I gonna take up the rear?
Yeah. You and Software.
And you said it's warp stone, so I would probably be keeping an eye out for like any kind of.
It was worked, but now it's gone to just a natural stone state.
Oh,
Or it is now just you're moving in what looks like a natural cave tunnel that just continues along.
Oh,
Is anybody particularly good
I'll
at
walk on his side.
investigation?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. I kind of figured I'd be able to do front. It's all very.
You should be front-ish and searching for traps while Daruk is hiding us.
yeah, I was gonna say I'd be keeping an eye out for any kind of signs that there's been any traffic through here, whether it's humanoid or animal or anything.
Okay. So then, if you're looking for tracks, that's a survival check. Looking for traps, that will be more investigation. If you want to investigate for traps. Yep.
How dark is it, Tom?
So you're in darkness now at this point. There's no natural light within this
You
area.
guys light?
I was gonna say I have dark vision for 60 feet, so
I have a hammer.
True.
Right, so it's gonna be lit no matter what.
oh shit.
Well, you
I
have a
mean,
cover
I
for it
have
though
dark
too.
vision for
Whenever
the
needed.
too, but
What's
I
up?
could
I
also.
was gonna say I know you do have a cover for it when absolutely needed, but I know that you're also normally not inclined to use it because you're like can't see anything.
Give it up.
So
I mean, I could wild shape into something with dark vision.
that's true. Yeah.
Do you want light?
We're specialized.
I have light.
She's asking if we want light, and we're all kind of like, we can see.
Yeah, but for those that don't see, do they want light?
Who can't see? But you.
I can see.
Oh,
She's got special tattoos.
I am.
Tattoos on the
It's on my
eyeballs.
face.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
How,
need to.
how brutal should I have been with that? I should be like, yeah, no, you can get the dark vision tattoo on your eyes.
Right.
But you gotta find special tattoos.
Next time we get to a magical tattoo shop, I'm gonna get some eyeball tattoos that give me dark vision.
I do kind of like the idea.
Maybe-
That it's like a spell woven around your eyes that it makes them
maybe-
like permanent glasses.
That would be cool.
Maybe if it's like on the outside, it's dark vision, but if you get it on the eyes itself, it's superior dark vision.
Yeah.
But you're
You gotta-
blind otherwise. Like
That'd
you're
be
blind in
interesting.
natural light, but you can see.
what is it? The
It's like
drill get the negatives in some.
Oh right. Yeah. Yeah.
Or,
so yeah, you do.
or it's like pitch dark or pitch black.
Oh right. Yeah.
Character.
Yeah.
Yeah. Riddick.
Yeah, Riddick,
Thank
Riddick.
you, yeah. So yeah, maybe you get sunlight sensitivity then.
Yeah.
So you have to have like special glasses.
Like a hood or something.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll talk about that. I don't mind that as an idea. I kind of like it. Actually, I kind of like it a lot.
24 on this.
Okay. So as you're looking for tracks, you do know that you actually do see footprints in what looks like the kind of dust and dirt that fills the cavern. Let's see, 20, 24?
24.
24. I'd even say that, yeah. Even these tracks, as you kind of like look at them carefully, they're old. Whatever came through here would have been a long time ago. But there's just not a lot of traffic that comes through here that There's no reason they would have been worn away, other than maybe through wind, but it's not going to remove these tracks all that easily. Not like, falling with rain or something.
Okay.
Transfers
It's true.
But as you continue walking along, and you're on the lookout for also, I would say, probably any sort of cubbies or anything that knocks out, anything that might occupy or have a creature occupy it, anything that may come out at you. You do note that on occasion you've seen what are these kind of pieces of worked stone in the walls. It's kind of like a little relief carved into the wall itself. And as you kind of take a closer look at it, what's your religion score?
Religion is +5.
It's 5. Okay. With your passive, I would say that as you cross them, every once in a while, you see it's basically kind of a small shrine. It's mostly used just to kind of make a, as more like a quick prayer than like full-on worship. But just as you continue moving along, you see on occasion the prime, actually. You see small reliefs for each one. So that'd be the top 15.
And I'm assuming these look really, really old.
Yes. Yeah.
Did
But
they
yeah.
say abandon all hope? You enter here. It's just like continue.
And we can see the kale one. I want to see the differences between that. Try.
Do what? That,
So tell me whenever you see the kale one. I want to see
Oh,
the
okay.
differences between that one. Something to see.
So these are old, right?
Yeah.
Well, tell me when you see the Luciana one. Oh wait. Sorry.
Fucking rude, bro.
Just kidding.
Gotta get those heels out because that fire is serious.
Kidding.
The betrayal arc begins. Targaryen Valen arc.
what's that? The
Targaryen villain arc.
Yeah.
Begins the dark times for Tokyo.
Yeah.
Mostly because you can't see right now.
For the investigation.
25. Nice. So as you're keeping an eye out for traps, you don't find any. But given that this path seems very untraveled, it's not so surprising you're not seeing anything that would means to bar entry or anything. But while investigating, though, as you take a look at some of the reliefs, you do take a look there, not necessarily for traps or anything, but just kind of investigating, see if there might be any traps in the area. You do see some small coins occasionally placed, or a small offering, some bones and things. But it's nothing terribly valuable or anything. A few copper pieces, that kind of thing. But yeah, small trinkets and things are placed at the various altars.
Do we know what God's there too?
All of them. Zimbabwe.
You note that you do not find any of the reliefs of the lesser gods. It is only the prime.
Is there anything strange about that fact? Or is that, knowing what we know about the island, this is where they left from?
It's not strange, but it is a piece of information that's worth considering, that you can think of it. So, as you continue along the path, and largely are uninterrupted, undisturbed, you eventually do come to a point where the path forks. And as you get towards that point, deciding whether to go left or right, you see another one of what looks like a small shrine. This one similarly made of stone. However, it is not built as a relief into the cliff face or the tunnel wall, but looks like a small stone cairn placed almost seems like purposely at the front. Not blocking it, it's near the wall, but you see the small kind of little stone cairn set there.
Describe it?
As you take a closer look, you don't see an inscription, but you do see a few dusty coins sitting on the top of the cairn, kind of balanced with the other stones.
Is it the middle or
So it's
side?
like on the cairn, the rest bounces.
Mhm.
You said it was in the middle, not on the side.
Correct. Yep.
So we have to go one way or the other around it.
So you basically can do a fork in the tunnel, so you have to go left or right. The cairn's sitting in a space that not easily disturbed. You have to purposely move it or interact with it, I guess. But it is there as well.
But it's like in between the two.
Try to balance both one on the stone.
Okay. Can I make a dexterity check?
That's just dexterity plus proficiency.
No, it's just dex check. I'd give you a sleight of hand check, actually. Because... Oh, okay, alright.
17.
Okay. So, as you take one of, which type of coin was it? Gold piece. Take it out of your pocket, and you very carefully kind of look and place it on top. Sit there, and you look at it. A little proud. Falls apart.
Which direction does it
The
fall
whole
apart?
cairn?
The whole cairn falls, yes. It was one off.
Does it fall in a certain direction?
Basically just kind of falls to pieces, kind of topples a little bit. Well, we'll say it topples to the left.
I don't know what that means.
I don't know if it means anything, but if we want it to mean something, we can go left.
As you continue.
Give the air a sniff down each tunnel.
Once again, passive perception comes into play here. As you're both kind of talking, you kind of catch just a little bit of movement out of the corner of your eye at where the stones have fallen. And as you quickly look down, you see what can only be described as approximately a 4-foot tall humanoid creature. It's vaguely humanoid. It has a very thin, all black body, no discernible features on it. It looks almost kind of like a stick figure, but you can see this little mask that is on its face as it begins picking up the cairn, one stone by stone, and reassembling it.
It came out like from underneath the cairn?
We don't see where it came from.
It's a Kodama. Or like spirit things.
What do you?
from,
I just want to try and figure out.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Investigated.
I'd say make an Arcana check.
Maybe like a lore.
Legitimately, they figure out that it seems like a movie.
That is true. Give me 1 second. Need to double check on its.
It's a tunnel dog.
So you said Fae, Fiend, or Undead?
Yeah.
Do not get advantage.
Wow. Cool. 10.
10. Yeah, I'd say honestly, with your research and things, I'll get that's good enough. You know, this is basically kind of like a small elemental sphere. It is what is known as a
Black. Oh,
is what is known as a chwinga.
A what?
Chwinga. CHWINGA. Chwinga.
Yeah. Does it seem like it takes notice of us at all, other than the fact that, you know, the cairn got knocked over?
So as you look and see it kind of slowly reassemble, well, not slowly, but begins to reassemble the cairn, it does look at you occasionally and continues about its work.
I would like to pick up one of the rocks.
These assholes are knocking over these cairns.
One of the ones from the cairn or another?
Yeah.
One? Okay.
knowing what it is, do I know if there's generally?
You see it takes it from you and then looks and places it back to where it was before, balancing it. You're not sure. Doesn't appear to have any sort of nefarious purpose to it, but
Is there like a little, like a flat-ish, kind of looks like a good stacking rock anywhere nearby that wasn't in the can?
make a perception check.
$27?
27. Yeah, absolutely. You find just kind of what was maybe some sort of like river rock or something, or maybe just worn down from some sort of erosion. But yeah, you find one inside the cave.
I'll bring it over to the Chunga.
Okay. You see it walk over and picks it up, and granted, it's only about 4 inches tall, so it kind of struggles to carry it for a second. You see it wobble over as it eventually looks and kind of uses it as one piece of almost like another piece for foundational support at the cairn.
It's like a sun sprite!
You see it then walk over and collects the gold pieces, which it kind of almost looks like it almost forms into its body. It just kind of doesn't go anywhere, but each one of them just disappears, with one exception. Hands the gold piece that you recognize as yours, walks over and hands it to you.
Your gold's no good here.
Hand it back.
It looks back to you, does not take it though.
So it took all the coins that were there before.
Mhm.
They're gone. I wanted to look at. I didn't want to take one, but I wanted to look at it.
They don't accept that currency here.
There's like there's not like a. What are like the marks on the coins that we have currently?
You mean like they're okay, there's
Just
stamps. It would be a mix over everything from everything over the world, to be honest. I mean, circulation, could be from any continent. But I would say the ones that you guys probably have are the ones more often. I would say the kingdoms, governments of Tasha. Obviously, most of the ones you have are from there, and you probably have some from probably some from Krethos and the Ambercrown Isles as well. Probably they're the second most frequent.
We didn't get anything from the top.
Oh,
We didn't get the chain.
next time.
Well, you probably have coins from Metropolis.
I guess would a coin from Metropolis have like actually like Kale on it? I'm assuming.
They would actually be more from the church than from Kale specifically.
I was gonna say the next time we see one of the little relief statues, if we see any more of them, if there's any coins there, I wanted to kind of look at it to see
Oh, okay.
if it was extremely different from any of our money. Or... I don't know that I'll get any use for it. Now that I'm just curious.
Sure.
I'll look at it and be like, which way do we go?
You see it point at the cairn.
Oh, okay, I'll try again. Try to sit on top of the cairn. Carefully. Very slowly and carefully.
Okay.
I will give you bardic inspiration.
19.
Okay. So with that, as you very carefully this time, like, look, okay, you're like, it is delicate. Very carefully, quietly, delicately, place the coin down. You see it look at the coin on the top of the cairn. Reaches up, takes it off of there. You see it sinks into its form. It then reaches up to you.
He eats gold.
Now, it's 4 inches tall, so you have to like completely like reach down as it grabs your finger and then starts leading you down the right tunnel.
Going this way.
You're like
All right.
crawl on the ground like a snake.
I'm waiting for you to be like, and he absorbs you into his body.
Strength check. Strength check.
You've heard of a sphere of annihilation, right? It's a little mobile guy.
Yeah, I'm following it.
Yeah, we'll follow.
Until it lets go, or if it just keeps going, then I'll just keep going.
Okay. As it keeps going and continues leading you down this path,
Which tunnel?
the right tunnel. It's just kind of slowly walking. Granted, it is a small creature, so while it is moving as quickly as it can, you're moving a little slower than you can. But you're kind of being more or less led down the tunnel by the creature until it gets, as far as you can tell, maybe about a good mile or two away before it stops and then looks at you and holds up its hand. Just tells you to wait. And you see it walk into the tunnel, just disappear.
How long should we wait?
Probably like 3 songs.
Like, are we talking? Are we talking Freebird long? Are we talking Dragon long?
Take that back. How small it is can be 4 free birds. And a stairway to heaven.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Hotel
here's
California.
Wonderwall.
That's too much.
I was gonna say how many I was gonna say how many prog metal songs you want to listen to.
Right.
Probably just one.
Here we
Yeah. I went to Rush too in my head. So.
Or because he's so little, should be given less time and just play truck tour.
This is stuff. It's down.
It's down.
So, as it kind of takes a couple minutes before, do you start playing something?
Yeah.
We'll just hum.
Yeah.
Keep it real soft.
I was gonna say it'd be pretty quiet. I would keep it pretty quiet.
After a couple minutes,
I'm gonna stealth out.
okay.
I never leave.
We play Coheed and Kill.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Welcome home for sure. Yeah. You after a couple minutes though, you feel the ground start to vibrate as you can hear this kind of grinding, rumbling motion echoing from down the tunnel. You can see some rocks starting to fall, not like a huge amount or anything, but just small pebbles as dust gets disturbed from the top of the tunnel.
You hear an audible sound.
The last time we had a small unknown creature go get a much larger creature,
It worked out really well for
it
us.
exploded and killed me, you.
What?
And injected molten metal into me.
Yeah.
As the rumbling continues, but eventually does start to sound like it's getting closer. You see a few rocks start to peek out from the darkness. Just kind of scoot across the ground towards you. Not scoot, but almost like a skipping stone. And all stops. Almost within an instant. You see the tiny little Twinga start walking up to you. And then points down the tunnel.
Sacrifice time.
You see it raise up its thumb, look at it.
Oh! I go,
Thank you.
See it look down at its hands. And
Gives you the jog on.
Like as they start to walk by, just
see it does the same thing.
no. I was like,
We're we're just waiting for him to give us that.
As it starts to walk back from the direction you guys just came from, you eventually just walk into the darkness.
I mean, I'll go first, so I guess it was my idea, so. I'll yell if
You
I
brought
die.
us some kind of vehicle.
Maybe they have horses. Rock horses.
What's a horse?
Or
You know what horses are. They're
a
inferior.
large worm or something.
Yeah,
That's more plausible. Like changing size, though. It's not. It's just
But can we ride the worm?
No, you gotta do that.
Maybe it's like a magical maze and you have to like shift it so that we could actually leave.
You have to earn the worm's respect by doing the worm.
Oh!
Let me down. That's going to start in a few seconds. But as you eventually continue along down the tunnel, you do see what looks like a freshly carved or opened path. As there was
freshly carved. Is that what you said?
one of the two. As the earth does seem disturbed, but you have a path to lead down. If you so choose.
Yeah, just
I'll
change
give you
the
like
maze.
15 feet. I'll stand in front, so let me know if I fall into anything. Who's that?
I mean, I'll be right up there with you.
No. That's the important one. You're the chosen one.
No.
You remember where we have to go.
Well, you all know where we have to go now.
You can stand in front.
Okay.
Proceed on, yes.
As you continue along down the path of the tunnel is a little less smooth walking, and you definitely do not find footsteps in this particular path. You have a tunnel to move down. And we're in the ad.
Come on. It's fine. Just if we weren't in a basement, might do that.
That's yeah. I wouldn't roll the dice on anything down here.
Don't get me wrong. I will 5-second rule most of the time.
The thing you're probably looking at most in terms of danger would be mold. I'm guessing.
Mold.
Yeah.
Yeah, you probably-
I don't have a huge mold problem or anything like that, but when the waters do seep, then they go actually pretty much down the path from where you currently sit to the floor drain.
I don't know. I think the biggest danger would be whatever we tracked in from our
Ooh.
shoes.
That's true. Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah. You know, walking through Louisiana streets over here telling me.
Yeah.
So the pee-pee room story.
Oh, yes. Please tell me.
So Kelsey was at a gay bar with a couple of her friends, and while she was there, this very, very drunk woman, like
can't see the
Kelsey
timer
was
for
sitting
the-
in the booth just chilling,
For the
Yeah.
and
ads.
they were dancing, and this very, very drunk woman sat in the booth next to her, was like, "Hey," and got like right up on. Was like, "Do you know where the pee-pee room is?"
Oh my god.
And so
Amazing.
Kelsey was freaked out because a stranger was touching her.
Yep.
And she was like, "No!"
Oh,
Yeah,
That
poor
sucks.
Kelsey.
Sorry, yeah.
yeah. That was a long time. But she was like trying to shout over the music and everything. And it just came out like, "No!" If you listen to what Kelsey tells us.
We had a drunk woman say hi to us, but that was the worst of it. But it was very funny because the way she said it was just hi, and we're just walking down the street. It was raining at the time, so we were kind of close to everyone because we all like ducked under the overhangs and stuff. And she just said it to Olivia first, and then to me, and I was like hi, and I thought she was being very friendly because you have people that'll just like say hi and stuff randomly. And then as we walked past, I heard her say to the next person, "I'm very inebriated." Like that exact tone and delivery. And I was like, okay, well, there you have it.
As long as they know, as long as they're aware.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I mean, if that's the worst of it from her, drink on.
right.
Being friendly and saying hi, not getting inappropriate, sure.
Saying hi, telling people you're drunk.
Yeah.
Could be a lot worse.
Yeah, right?
It could be.
Yeah. And we're back. Okay, so as the party continues down this path and sees that it is an opened tunnel now, what the Chwinga had provided. You continue with your upward ascent until eventually, after, and this is hours of you going through the tunnel, by the way, like several hours that you have to navigate through. You eventually do cross into what looks like a outpass. As the darkness gives way and you now see that same kind of low light you saw once before, it is even dimmer than what you had seen previously outside of, along the shore. Where now dim light is only visible about 15 feet out before darkness gives way. Were not for your enhanced dark vision and everything, this actually would be a bit more difficult to see through. So, walking forward, you find yourselves walking outside of what looks like another kind of one of the worked stone archways, one that you suddenly passed into, before you start heading down a pass from the mountains.
Are there any like symbols or anything on the archway or kind of?
You do see several symbols, actually. Along the archway, each one of these stone faces, which you recognize, actually, versus anyone else, you see a golden sun, crossed wrist gauntlets, green anvil, lightning bolt bisecting hourglass, bat, skull with green hood over it, green tree, jug of wine sitting on cards, trident coming out of a wave, blackbird on a skull, a red omega symbol, a black lightning bolt, a yellow screaming skull, a mass split between white and black, and finally a crooked smile. All of which are the 15 symbols of the pride.
Hey, Tony, you want to go ahead and flip that for us and then send the link to
I'd rather not.
Discord?
No, just write all that out.
You just want to say it
Just wanna-
5 more times for me.
Yeah, sure.
I get about 3 at a time, and then I'm like, what was that last?
yeah.
And then I've lost the order.
It has been clicked.
Perfect.
Hooray.
The symbols of the gods.
Yeah.
I'll have to double check this. You know what? I'll back it up. I'll roll it back to a full minute because I don't know how long that took to say.
Sure.
And it is publishing. All right.
Thanks.
Welcome. So yeah, you recognize these symbols as those of the Prime 15. Yeah, you see the sun, the golden sun.
Can?
This guy.
You seen that guy?
But worth noting, it is not the 4-pointed star from that is often advertised at the Church of Kale. This is more of the actual full 8 points.
Whoa, 8 points?
Yeah.
Chaos.
Twice as many.
It's chaos.
Does mine have the 4 or the 8?
Yours is 8. Okay. Yeah. So the 4 cardinal directions, and then I guess actually no, sorry.
16?
Math is off.
32.
Hut hike. 12.
Oh.
Yeah. So the 4 cardinal directions, and then 2 interspacing in between.
So there are 12 points on the sun,
Yes.
which matches hope.
Hmm?
Which matches the summer
Hope.
hope.
Correct. Yes.
And so there's like a clear cut path ahead of us going down from the mountain.
Now it's a tighter cliff face. So this is still about 10 feet wide that you have to work with, almost exactly matching the tunnel you came out of. But you can see the dark vision goes what?
Because people went
60 feet total? Yeah. So yeah, you can see the cliff face kind of approach upward, and it does widen out a bit as it does head towards the kind of mountain pass at the base of it. But yeah, you see it kind of stretches outward and heads down, kind of weaving through the mountain.
take the lead again and continue down the path.
Okay.
On the road again.
I'm waiting on the road.
So as you continue walking, it takes probably 30 minutes or so of you guys walking before you start to hear what sounds like the errant falling of, let's say, probably not falling. You hear rocks starting to fall, not like as an alarming.
And then we die.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was like. I'm trying to avoid that phrase. But you can hear rocks kind of falling from the cliff face. Not enough to, raise any sort of alarms about being caught within a landslide or anything like that. But you do hear like the occasional as it falls down. A couple more.
Look up, and is there anything up there that's knocking rocks down?
As you look, your vision goes out to 60 feet. Can't see anything that extends beyond the cliff face. If you want to make a perception check, though, you can listen for things.
Yeah, I was gonna say, can I hear the flapping of wings or scratching on the rocks or? That's 3 nat 19s in a row on that thought.
Okay.
34.
Yeah, absolutely. You can hear what sounds like exactly what you described. Flapping of wings and scratching of rocks. You hear occasional bird calls, but it sounds more like more humanoid vocalizations.
That's what I was freaked out. I'll let everybody know that I think we're gonna have company soon. I can't see them, but that sounds like heartbeat things. What we should do.
What's coming?
Heartbeat, I think.
And we can't see the other side of what may be the cliff, or we don't know how far down it goes, or
Right.
great.
It probably can't. I was like, with that to me. I was still so big, if it was like down here, so you probably couldn't see it.
So,
These, why are they suck. Stab them. No, listen to them. Can I put stuff in my ears?
sure.
Actually, yeah, good call.
I don't
I
know, my
never
character know that. I probably know these live in islands.
Yeah, you probably would have, actually. Yeah.
They don't, like, don't listen to Harvey's songs. Like, stuffing stuff in my ears. I don't know if we're making difference.
I
Yeah,
will.
Are you going to purposely deafen yourself then? Not like, permanently, but
Yeah, I'm just.
yeah. Not dealing with this. Yeah. Yeah.
With everybody and just like round robins, like, and she just starts singing, "I wanna rock and roll all night." The party, yeah.
Blocker, right?
No, it's yeah, and no, it's and part of every day. What was that? That was What's that from? Oh my god. Who said that? It was from a movie because they were basically saying that they're older. So it's like no, and part of every day because like I had things to do and anyway. All right. So this party kind of readies up, looking around and kind of I would assume possibly taking some sort of like defensive stance. Fair assumption.
Yeah.
I guess, yeah.
Okay.
Could be.
I'm gonna. Depending on which one I want to do.
You don't have the element of surprise at all, like see, yes, like
You can see.
only
Yeah.
up to 60 feet, which means you've got a cliff face and a tunnel.
Okay.
Is it like you came out of the tunnel and the tunnel ends? It's a cliff, or is there like ledge?
Is it like this?
What's that mean?
I don't know what you're doing.
Cliff, path, cliff.
Oh no, more like cliff path. Okay, so more like a valley almost that you're walking. Like it's a mountain pass. So
Yeah, so
you're going
We're doing that.
Like between two.
Nah.
Oh, I understand. So we're not on a ledge. There were cliffs on
Correct.
either side. I
Yeah.
understand. I got it. Okay.
So there's nowhere to run at all.
Back in the
Except up.
Yeah. Backwards or forward. That's it.
Or up,
If
if you can climb it.
True.
Spider form, go.
Yeah. So, as you begin hearing a somewhat haunting melody start echoing
Goodbye.
through the valley, effectively, that you're in,
But
you see some rocks begin to scutter down the cliff face towards the cliff face next to you, to right and to your left, as the singing begins getting louder. There's no effect being done, but you can hear this kind of almost chorus start echoing through the mountain, until eventually you see and feel you see occasionally feathers start falling nearby you. You can feel the wind of their flapping wings approaching and getting much more noticeable, until you see the first one land on a cliff about 30 feet from you. You see as it lands, it has these dark mottled feathers, and where the face of harpies normally are almost elegant features, these ones have kind of larger eyes with a bit more elongated mouths and almost beak-like more so, but more vulture kind of elements to their physicality. As you see them land and look at you, you see them kind of cock their head to the side as they flap their wings. You see a couple more land nearby, before eventually you hear the source of what is kind of bringing this choir together. Much larger harpy lands on the path in front of you. Standing, must be 12 feet tall. She looks at you, kind of walks forward. Her bipedal form still there, but her arms stretching out to these massive wings. Her features more elegant than the other ones, feeling more of a matriarch. So you take a couple steps towards you, cocks her head. What adventures do we have here? Where did you come from?
I just know that they're bad.
To the king.
Where did you go?
Like, bro.
Like having
With the king.
I
With
was
the
told
king.
they're
With the king.
not good, right?
Okay.
How far are they?
She's probably 20 feet from you guys right now. You're just gonna instantly go into combat?
It's harpies.
Okay.
I know
Oh
that.
boy.
Dealt with harpies?
No.
Okay.
If you're going in, roll initiative.
I don't trust harpies. All they do is take over your mind with their song.
They're sirens.
Harpies and sirens are pretty similar, aren't they?
I don't know. You're the one that's encountered them before.
I'm asking him, and
Staring at me, asking him.
I mean, there's definitely overlap between the two.
okay. And are any of you stopping me as I start to step forward? No.
Do I see you step forward?
Right, that's
Oh? 16. High or low?
That's you.
Do the thing you want to do, what you want it to be.
You guys like talking to people. I don't see talking to harpies as a good thing, but so,
You tell me to do the thing I wanted to do.
what do you then do your thing?
I want to talk to him. But it's not. It's not you. It's not even stab me
Just then talk to them.
in the belly button.
feel like we would have probably decided this more before they were on their way out. But also, I don't know why we're taking defensive stance. We think that they're friendly. We're thinking anything is friendly on this, which again, this would have been a conversation we would have probably had a long time ago.
I was gonna say, are harpies normally intelligent enough to talk? Like speak the
Yeah, they
language?
can sing.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. As far as you know, anyway.
I'll try one thing while you're. Yeah. So we were sent by Adla to retrieve a rod.
As she kind of looks at you and at back. She looks to you all, kind of curious.
One of the prime deities
I know.
sent us here to retrieve. Is that a problem?
For you?
I mean, yeah, it can be a pain in the ass for sure. You gotta go around this whole stupid island, but is that a problem for you?
You have to move through the Squirrel Forest.
If that's its name, then yeah.
The path is difficult.
I figured the whole thing would be. It's not exactly the happiest place around.
She kind of looks at you all. We can fly you over if you do something for us.
Like what?
What do you need?
What? Your favorite color?
Yeah. We have nests not far from here, claimed by spiders.
Can't deal with some spiders.
Our numbers are fewer.
How high up are these things?
They are high.
Most of us have ranged attacks. Could you fly us over them?
Yes.
Do the spiders have something and shoot back?
Some can shoot webs. Not all.
That could be really bad for everyone involved.
Good thing everybody added ripcords to their inventory, right?
Honestly, when you said it, I was like, I'll come in handy later.
And just so you know, you can, when you pull a ripcord, I think you can take up to 5 people with you. So not everybody needs to pull a ripcord at one time unless there's nobody around you.
Only to the group.
Killing some spiders. We have no idea what's in the forest.
Terrible things.
Terrible things?
Yes.
Just gonna do an insight to see if I mess up at all. I probably don't. That's a 9.
Total? Yeah. Yeah, you're like harpies.
They got a weird accent.
Yeah.
Wireless.
Don't have to.
I would like
Probably
to
just go along.
insight check the harpy.
Okay, sure.
Natural 20
Oh,
for 31.
Okay. So, from the intent that you get, kind of gathering from this creature, it's not lying to you. Everything that's told you so far is 100% true. You have no reason to doubt that it is lying to you about that it has spiders it needs to deal with, there's dangers inside the forest, or that it's actually asking you for help.
And you would, for dealing with these spiders, land us safely beyond the forest?
Yes. We will fly you to the forest edge. You'll be safe.
Good deal. she's legit.
Getting some spiders, yeah.
Don't spiders.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to, but I will.
Say we really don't know what's in words exactly.
Yeah, we don't like skip that stuff. And you said you didn't care how.
Right,
We
we
did
just have to get
things. Just have to do things. I mean, either way, we're fighting
It's kinda
something.
what
You
this-
cool with that, cat?
You're trusting. Not great things. Just along.
No longer have choices?
Yeah, if you want to be friends with heartbeats,
We're not being friends with harpies. We're making a deal with harpies.
Better the devil that can fly than the devil
they decided to drop us like vultures and some of them are
Our options are the harpies fight the spiders, the harpies fly us through the forest. Or we fight the harpies now, possibly then also have to fight the spiders, then fight whatever's in the forest, and then we get through the forest, and then we have to fight whatever's around the towers
And in towers.
and in the towers. So I feel like if we could skip a couple battles, that might be okay.
Is there anything of value within the forest that you know that might help us in our mission?
You see the matriarch kind of think for a moment. There's a fencer is a ag giant.
Ag giant? Is that
Yes.
That would be helpful.
It may have some old things from the past.
Oh, we kill the thing. We did.
Yeah.
We could drop you on her.
Hey, cat. Take a pass on the harpies. Kill a hag instead. What do you think? Yeah. No.
We could we could kill
Oh.
spiders for them and have them take us to them.
Well, yeah, that's what she's saying. We would kill the spiders, and then she could either drop us on the other side of the forest or drop us on the hag. How far is the hag? Like, is it close to one of the towns?
In the heart of the forest.
Or
alright.
That's why forests live along.
we'd be dropped off about halfway by the hag, leave the hag, then walk through the other half of the forest.
We could wait and take you to the edge. Still.
That's pretty
Yeah, that
helpful.
sounds pretty
Actually, that sounds pretty good.
seem pretty accommodating.
You really need these spiders taken care of, huh?
There is a big one we struggled against.
How many did you lose?
Half. My clutch was strong. See her actually kind of sink a bit.
Sounds like the spiders need to die.
Yeah. Could use the help getting through the forest.
What say you, Dorgan?
Ooh, yeah.
Near's up for killing more hags. So that part, yeah.
Yeah. About you, Badir?
Can we take a nap after the spiders and then deal with them?
In flight nap.
Yeah.
I mean, we've got the log. You guys could short rest.
It's short rest in 10 minutes.
Okay. Go hit up some spiders. Good deal.
See her outstretch her wing, which does have a hand on it, but it might very much clawed hand. She reaches out to whomever.
You kill the spider.
Oh, no, that's not for me.
You take us safely to the hag. We fight the hag, kill the hag. You pick us up, take us to the edge of the forest safely.
We have a deal. Shakes your hand. She so she clutches her hand around yours, and as she shakes it, you're kind of like, it's not used to something of your size quite so easily being. Yeah. That's sorry.
Okay. It would have been so much better if I was on my broom, because I'd just been like, ugh.
All right. I can carry the metal bowl.
She's gonna carry Gordon.
Okay.
Whoa.
Impressive.
Wait.
My daughters can carry all of you.
I can carry myself.
As you
I'm
wish.
ready with you.
Okay.
So,
Just the three boys and the young one.
as each one of the harpies kind of match up with you, you do know that though they are still medium creatures, they're about as big as the Minotaur. So as they begin flapping, you do note that, as you kind of expected, you're a little bit heavier to carry, but they are able to kind of work their way up with a bit of momentum and eventually kind of pick you up. And as everybody is picked off the ground and ascends into the air, it takes about another half hour of flight before eventually they get to the edge of where you see kind of their little conal nests begin to start to drop off. And you start to see spiderweb become a more and more frequent feature of the cliff face. And we're going to stop there because it's a decent place to call it. It's a little earlier, but I don't want to get into the next part without Jason being here. And that is a decent point to stop before we get into the next little segment. I honestly wasn't sure how you guys were going to handle the harpies. If you would be like, yeah, this works, or just like kill them. Yep.
I feel like it's efficient. One last battle.
I honestly
Yeah.
expected them to just straight up attack.
Yeah,
us. So,
same.
like, yeah, being able to skip that fight.
Why couldn't it be butterflies, Tony? Why couldn't it be butterflies? Why always spiders?
Oh, yeah. Well,
These were attacked by butterflies.
They use their word holes to like
I would
convey
have taken
messages.
more Crystar. Or like,
I could have done that. Yeah, that's true. Actually, that's a good opportunity. Kind of missed. Damn. Yeah, it happens.
Suddenly the crits are.
Yeah, right.
Hey.
But spider.
Retcon, it's Crystar.
Yeah, yeah.
Wait, it looks like spider webs.
Right.
But
But it's actually
Crystal
their
web.
resin.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Resin webbing.
I might play around with that.
Spiders.
Suddenly they can shoot that more efficiently.
It could actually, yeah. Yeah, so, we'll see. Oh wait.
Right?
All right.
Yes, for that.
Well, we will tell you what, we're going to see along with the adventure next week as you guys get to the edge of the what are actually called under harpies. Yeah, little stat block I've cooked up for them because they're from the Underdark, but they're above ground because I love Eternal Shadow.
Yeah.
So
Your flight was good.
no, they can fly. Why does this be really weird? Oh yeah, sure, we'll take you off the ground. Oh shit, I can fly? Oh god. So yeah, we'll pick up
Yes,
next
but like
week.
the bird part is like a turkey.
All right, that would be funny. Yeah, they can only they can only fly for like 20 feet and then they're just gonna land it.
Like long jumping harpies.
Yeah, yeah. It sucks.
It took us 3 hours to get there because they can only fly like
Yeah, 10 feet because they're also way down.
treetop to treetop.
And they're like we're landing in the trees, and the trees are just like.
Yeah. It's half well actually no, because you slingshot the other way. So I was thinking like, oh yeah, you could use the bent tree to then like catapult you.
They're
Then
like
you'd be going back.
letting us touch to the branches, and then we gotta push off. So we
Right, yeah. Equal parts helping out. All right, well, we'll go ahead and call it there. We'll pick up next week, barring there's no trips or anything like that. I think we're through that little part for our group a little bit. So, cool. Then, yeah, we'll pick up with this encounter next week as we get into the fight against spiders or Kritzar or whatever stat block I decided to use in the moment.
The things in the mountains.
Yeah, with the party being carried by Underheart.
Scorpions.
Yeah.
And it
There's,
stays with the arachnid theme of the spiders, but it's a little bit different.
ooh, we have to do a different kind of arachnid. Do the Blendatu. Those bugs. Just kidding. All right. We'll call it there. Thank you for watching, everyone. Have a good night.